Hey, welcome to another episode of Midnight Quest, where tonight we will be continuing our hero's journey to solve the mystery of the Talisman of Lore. Tonight we're going to be following a group of heroes as they enter the chambers of Melar himself, the creator of the Talisman of Lore, and something we've been working towards since Quest 1 of this book, where hopefully they will find some more answers to why Tiaga cannot remove the talisman and why it's so hot to the touch. Definitely some weird stuff happening, and boy am I tired. I don't know about you guys. We've already got quite a few people in the chat, so I want to thank all of you for tuning in right off the bat. I hope you're excited for a quest. I definitely am. I'm also excited just to do something other than hitting upstrokes in a production that I'm constantly complaining about. So I'm gonna stop complaining about that so that we can actually do stuff. What do we got? We've got, let's see. Gohan is in here. Group of heroes is questionable. True. Rukoro says, I kind of need this today. I walked a lot at work, then rode my bike down to the doctor's office in this heat. Ooh, was not a smart idea at all. Got to ride back home, though. But still, yes. The heat was killer today. And I don't know if it rained where you guys were. It rained just a little bit where I'm at today, and it did not diminish the heat at all. It just made it really hot and also extremely humid. So that's been fun. Yes, Dr. Funnut is also here. Good to see you. I saw Cody's here. Justin's here. Storm hit. Gotcha. Gotcha. Yes, it has been crazy out there. Dr. Funnut says, I don't know. You get to say you're hot now, and that's never a bad thing when you're in bed. That's great. Oh, that's good. Dr. Funnut, I assume you joined the Discord recently, right? I didn't notice that until earlier when I was looking through stuff. But I think was that a couple of days ago? Yes, awesome. Well, thank you for that. All right, well, I guess we better just get right down into it, right? Let's get this going. I know I say this like almost every time recently, but this doesn't look like a huge quest, so there's a good chance we get it done tonight, but I'm going to keep a special eye out. It will not be a bad thing for me personally if we have a couple of shorter-ish episodes. Because my brain has gone in every direction. I'm super tired. I got the last 2 shows of this production tomorrow, and it's going to take up the whole day. So it's going to be one of those things. Humidity is 93% right now. Rukoro, that is insane. I don't doubt it. And Gohan says, we think it's going to be a short quest. Yes. Yes. This quest has a weird mechanic that we're going to get into. Okay, so we need to pick what heroes are going to go down there to Melar'S Chambers. Of course, we are going to have Tiaga the Warlock, pretty much as always, at least for this book. She is required to go on every single quest here in Book 4. She is going to be, as per usual, bringing up the rear of the party. And anytime we have Tiaga, we also have her demon form Mini, which we've set aside or ready to go for when she inevitably casts that spell. Yeah, there you go. Oh my gosh, Justin, I saw that comment, and for some reason it wasn't until the second time I looked at it that I understood the reference. Yeah. Let's get down to business to defeat Melar. There's Cody, yes. We got it. Dr. Funnut's got it too. Short quest for short kings. That's great. And thanks for that. I need a song stuck in my head that is not from the other production. Okay. All right, so I'm sure regular viewers know, but just in case anybody's watching this for the first time, we currently have 12 heroes in the ranks, but only 4 can go on a quest at a time. So we have these Beatles cards, which line up to a character randomizer sheet on the wall behind me that help us randomly select the other heroes. Usually it's 4 cards, but today we're only selecting 3 because Tiaga is required to go on every single quest. Let's see who else we're going to get besides Tiaga. Oh, Savannah says, I just watched that movie last night. Gohan says, I want Eminem in my head. Guess I was confused. I just watched Hunchback of Notre Dame with my parents 3 nights ago. Oh, that's awesome. All those classic Disney movies are the best. Okay, our first hero tonight, the 3 of Diamonds, is, I'm looking at the wrong sheet, Morkai the Wizard. Awesome, I feel like it's been a little while. We haven't seen Morkai for a second. I feel like my camera looks weird, too. There's something about this camera that doesn't look normal. I wonder what that's about. Or maybe I'm just weird. Next hero, 10 of Hearts, is Rana the Dwarf, our newest hero, but not for long. Here is Rana the Dwarf. What have we got? Poor old man, yes. Just says dishonor, dishonor on you, dishonor on your cow. Yes. I love it. And our final hero, other than Tiago, of course, is the Four of Hearts, and that is Valerna, the elf. Here is Valerna right here. So getting a bit of magic on this quest. Not that it's going to do us any good. Hint, hint. All right, let me grab the character cards here, and then we'll get the character sheets out. There's Valerna. There's Rana. And we're looking for Morkai yet. Somewhere in the pile. There's Morkai. Awesome. Okay, and we'll set those aside because we're going to need this space for magic. Rukora says, now all I hear is the sexy Mulan rice guy. Gohan says, Rana better have paid attention to Gramina's teachings. Exactly. Cody says, I'm going to see how many Dark County / Annie Oakley puns I can fit into tonight's quest. Yeah. Oh, that's going to be great. Absolutely. All right, we need some character sheets. I'm scatterbrained. I'm warning you guys right now. I know I'm normally scatterbrained, but I am much worse scatterbrained tonight. There is too much going on. I am finding it hard to focus on stuff. I am probably going to make a whole bunch of mistakes. So you guys keep me in line. Valerna. There's Rana. And there's Morkai. These shows have been in the evening, and it's like I'm getting home with just enough time to eat and then come down here and do this. So I'm quite literally, as you can see, I'm still in all black. I'm in my orchestra pit clothing still. That thing just ended like an hour ago. I suppose a couple hours ago at this point, probably. I think I left that place at 10:20, and then here we are. Well, make sure you got a straight shot. Mistakes, miss and steak sounds great, actually. Yes, I agree. That's good. Okay, so we need to determine difficulty. However, there is a weird thing in this quest that we may need to keep an eye on. Now, Rana and Morkai are less experienced, so they'll probably help bring us kind of down into quote-unquote normal territory. So the first thing we do is we take a look at all of the skill set points that this particular group of heroes has together. We add them all together, plug that number into a monster difficulty scale chart on the back wall that's going to make the monsters more difficult, as the name implies. This means that if we have a particularly experienced group of heroes going on a quest, the monster's difficulty level also rises so that it's an appropriate challenge. Gohan says, I named my Animal Crossing island Mistake. That's great. Okay, let me get up a calculator here because nobody wants to do math on camera. So Morkai has 20 points. Rana has 6. Valerna has 28. And Tiaga has 32. That's still going to be a lot, isn't it? 86. Okay, that's nowhere near what it was last time. Okay, good. I can deal with that. So that puts us in level 3 difficulty, which isn't too bad. This just means that all the monsters are going to have an extra body point. It would also give a boss a potion of healing, but I don't think we have a boss tonight. No, we don't. So we got an extra body point in there, but at least we're not dealing with what we did in the last quest, which was all the monsters had extra attack dice also. Okay, so we need to fill up everybody's items and skills and spells and do all that sort of stuff. So Morkai, let's see, Morkai has a potion of healing, an airwalk, a spell tome, and a lightning bolt scroll. So potion of healing, spell tome, which is an artifact that will allow him to regain all of the spells that he's used already in the quest. Airwalk and lightning bolt scroll. Right at the bottom of the pile? Yes, almost. Airwalk, which is a potion that allows him to jump over traps, and a lightning bolt scroll. Okay, that's it for him. Gohan says, Rana balancing out Tiaga. Yeah, that's no kidding. And Justin says, I love no bosses. Means we can do whatever we want and take long breaks. Yeah. Rana's got anti-poison quill and a potion of rejuvenation. Okay, both of those things are right here. So rejuvenation potion is going to heal her 6 body points. Anti-poison quill just lets her skip over some any sort of poison traps. Valerna. Valerna's got 3 potions of healing and the Ring of Return. There's 1 potion. 2 more potions. And the Ring of Return. Did I pass it already? Oh, dang it, I must have. I hate when I do that. I try to look out for everything, but there's only 1, yeah, Ring of Return in the whole pile. There it is. And then Tiaga's stuff is already out, so we're good there. See what we got going on. Do we need an armory trip? No. By the looks of it, everybody is pretty maxed out as far as what they can get right at the moment anyway. Okay, so that means we need to do spells. Nobody here has any skills, so it's all spells. Mordecai gets 8 spells, Valerna gets 6 spells, and Tiaga gets 4, but she's already got 3 of those 4, which are the normal Warlock spells, Fear, Demon Form, and Dark Wings. So as per usual, we'll leave out explanations to what these spells do until when or if the characters use them, just so that we're not doing too much exposition right at the top of the episode. Now Mordecai gets to pick one of his spells, but the other 7 need to be random. So we'll put the pile of spells here. We have a big old pile of tier 1 spells that he has access to. Valerna's got access to some different stuff though. She gets tier 2 spells and darkness spells. Tiaga also has tier 2 spells, darkness spells, and protection spells. So we're getting up there as far as what these characters can use. So here's our much smaller pile of tier 2 spells. And then Valerna and Tiaga, between the 2 of them, have protection and darkness. Okay. What all do we have as far as picking stuff? Before I start shuffling these smaller decks into the bigger deck for randomization purposes, we need to see what we can pick out of this first. So Valerna gets to pick half of her spells. 3 out of the 6 are pick spells. Tiaga just gets to pick the 1 extra one that she gets. Okay. I think we want Tiaga to have Consuming Flame. So this is a tier 2 spell that we've been giving her. It's kind of like Ball of Flame, but better. It allows her to attack 2 enemies at once, 3 body points of damage. They can still defend it, but that has been serving her pretty well. So let's give her that. Valerna, I think we want her. She gets to pick 3. I've really been liking this Arrows of the Night spell that's in the Spells of Darkness. So I think let's give her that one. I just realized that we don't need the Spells of Protection after all. Let's also give her the Reign of Restoration spell, which is a healing 5 body point spell. And then maybe the Flaming Sword would be helpful for her other pick. Which basically means that her next attack is undefendable, is what that one does. And then she's going to get 3 more spells, but we're just going to shuffle the rest of the tier 2 spells and the other 2 darkness spells into the big deck. So she might still get them. So we're going to split up this big deck into 4 smaller piles, and then we're going to use a regular deck of cards to randomize which spells go where. Now, Mordecai also does get to pick 1 spell, but he doesn't get any of the fancy ones. His has to be a normal tier 1 spell, so we'll probably give him a healing spell too. We've got a decent amount of healing potions going in, but not a huge amount. So we guarantee him a healing and then let him kind of get whatever else. Now, it's been a little while. I feel like we haven't had to do like a whole bunch of magic users recently. So normally while I'm doing this, I'm also giving the spiel of how normal Hero Quest does this. Normal Hero Quest does not have you randomizing what spells the heroes get. We are utilizing the 4 elements. They're the avatar elements, you know, the 4 elements you usually see in stuff: air, water, fire, and earth. And as the wizard, you would get to pick 3 of those elements, and you just get the spells that are associated with it. So we randomize just so that makes the heroes, means they can get doubles, triples, or even more of the same spell. Means they can get a bunch of good stuff, or they can get a bunch of bad stuff. So either way, it has a pretty big effect on how those heroes play through the quest. Rukora says, watch those healing potions quickly fade. Yeah, no kidding. Okay, so real quick, for Mordecai's pick spell, like I said, let's give him a healing spell. Doesn't matter which one. It can be Water of Healing or Heal Body. There's a Heal Body. We'll just give him that one. And then he's going to get 7 more spells at random. So we're going pile number 1, card number 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is Fire of Wrath, kind of a lower level attack spell. Pile number 4, card 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13 is another Fire of Wrath. That's kind of fun. If he gets 7 Fire of Wrath, there's only 6 copies of each spell, so it's not possible, but it would be pretty hilarious. Pile 3, card 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 is Rock Skin, temporary defense boost. Pile 3, card 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 is Genie, which is a pretty good attacking spell. Pile number 1, card number 4. 1, 2, 3, and okay, 4 is a tier 2 spell, which he can't have. The next card is a darkness spell, which he can't have, so we'll just give him the, you know, the literal next one he can have, which ironically is another Genie. Pile number 2, card number 3. 1, 2, 3 is another Heal Body. And then he gets 1 more spell, which is pile number 2, card 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and the 7th card again is one he can't have, so we'll just give him the very next one he can have, which is a Water of Healing. Okay, I guess we didn't need to pick him a healing spell, because he was just getting a whole bunch of really good stuff there. I'm not going to lie, it's a little bit frustrating how good his spell pool is. Not that I want to give too much away about this quest, but he's not going to have access to his spells for most of the quest. So it's kind of frustrating. Okay, and then Valerna still gets 3 more at random. So her first one, now she doesn't have anything that's off limits to her, so no matter what we draw here, she gets. Pile number 4, card number 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 is a Veil of Mist, which allows her to move through monsters. Pile number 2, card number 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is a Water of Healing. And for her last spell, pile number 3, card number 1, which is another Veil of Mist. Okay, so she didn't get very good stuff. All right, let me just kind of quickly here get those tier 2 and darkness spells back out of the pile. I know there was a little bit of each one in here. There we go. And in our last pile, looks like might have just been the top 2. Yep. Okay. With that, that is us set up and ready to go. So let's get our music started, read the quest text, and then get into it. All right. So this is quest number 5 in book number 4. Book number 4 out of 14, so we got quite a while. This is a longer book as well. I think there's 13 quests in this book. Quest number 5, called Melar'S Chambers. This is from Mentor. So, Melar was raising an army. Did that fool believe a dread legion could be commanded? Did he think the might of Zargon could be confronted? Coins may have lured some weak-willed fools to the cause, yet I sense Melar had a darker design. I see sorcery in this work. Foul magic to transform lesser minions into abominations. The answers we seek are surely to be found in Melar'S Chambers. Go with care, my friends. So there we are. Right out the bat, we are doing some stuff in the chambers and hopefully getting some more answers. We are starting tonight's quest on a stairway. And we are starting in the yellow room, which kind of makes sense because I do believe that's where we ended the last quest, was on a stairway in the yellow room. Stairs appear here in the bottom corner. And we have Morkai, Rana, Valirna, and Tiaga entering the quest. Jeez. Justin says, Mentor talks a lot of crap for a guy who won't do anything. Yeah, that's true. Dr. Fonda says, is it a stairway to heaven? It might be. It may be. If anybody dies tonight, then it definitely was. So yeah, that's a fantastic point there, Justin, and one that I tried to fix in my lore with a small kind of, almost a throwaway line. Cody says, no, it's been banned in this Guitar Center, yes. In my intro, might be the very first thing I ever read in episode 1, Mentor mentions that when he went after Zargon, right as soon as Zargon steals the spell books, disappears off to go create dread magic and become a big bad guy, Mentor chases after him, finally tracks him down after a few years. They have a big battle, and when they neither of them win, when they both go back off to their own places, Zargon actually messed Mentor up pretty bad in a way that he doesn't like to really admit. And for me anyway, that's why Mentor doesn't really do anything. So he's suffered magical wounds in that battle that just essentially don't heal all the way, which gives a little bit more reasoning to like why he's not out here just doing it. Although also, to be fair, the figure that we use for Morkai is meant to be Mentor. In our canon, it's not Mentor, but that is what that figure is meant to be. It's another Mythic tier exclusive. Okie dokie. Also in this room, we've got a door. No surprise, because it would be awfully strange if we didn't. Cody says, is Mentor like these heroes Zordon then? Yeah, that's exactly it. That's exactly it. And we haven't gotten this far yet, but actually if the heroes connect together, they become a hero Megazord. Yeah. No, that's not really a thing, but that would be kind of funny, wouldn't it? Hero Quest Megazord activated. And go on to sweet. Yeah. Oh, geez. Okie dokie. So Morkai, right off the bat, let's see what he's got to do. He could search for traps, search for secret doors, search for treasure, or move. Does he have a thing? He likes secret doors, this guy, so we'll give him an extra there. So traps, secret doors, treasure, or leave. He's doing traps. Cody says, finding a Megazord mini then. Yes. Rukora says, who needs doors? Just smash through the wall Kool-Aid Man style. Well, then they have to sit there and wait for monsters to say, oh no, a bunch of times. Okay, Morkai's first action, he searches the room they're in for traps, which is, I'm definitely really glad that he pulled that one because there is indeed a pit trap directly in front of the door. And I do feel like that is something that I added to this quest and not something that was there in the original print of this quest, which is pretty good. Okay, second action, secret doors, treasure, or leave. Let me take a look. I assume everybody here can disarm traps. Yes, that is correct. Okay, so he can't exactly leave, but he could walk up to the trap anyway. So what's he gonna do? Yes, he is indeed doing that one. So he doesn't have the action to actually disarm it. 1, 2, so we'll just kind of, well, 3, we'll put him there. Justin says, do monsters exist before the heroes see them though? Ah, so now we've gotten into philosophical debate about whether a tree makes a sound in a forest if nobody's around to hear it. Cody says, does anything actually exist before it's seen? Ah, Schrodinger's existence, go on. Yeah, Schrodinger's femur is what we're calling that. Rana, kind of the same deal here. What does she have? Anything she likes? She likes treasure. So secret doors, treasure, treasure, or go disarm the trap. She's going to disarm the trap. Okay, now remember, for all of you out there who are even vaguely familiar with regular Hero Quest rules, that I did nerf the dwarf's natural ability to disarm traps until they build the machinery skill set. Now, Rana does still have the natural ability to disarm traps without needing a toolkit. However, it is 50-50 as if she had a toolkit until she starts building machinery. So in order to successfully disarm this pit trap, she needs to roll a shield of either color. And she has not. Unfortunately, she's fallen into the pit, taking a point of damage and dropping her to 10 body points. Gohan says, Gramina will always see a Femmer. Exactly. Of course the monsters exist even if the heroes can't see them. They exist for Gramina to destroy them. That is their entire purpose. Okay, now the other good news is heroes can step over that pit trap like it's not there. So once Gramina's down in that trap, they can just, now they can't stop on that square, but they can step over it without worrying about falling in the trap. Trap's only big enough for one hero at a time. So, Valerna, she also likes treasure. Secret doors, treasure, treasure, leave. And she is doing secret doors as a first action. There are none in this room. So, treasure, treasure, leave. She's doing treasure also. Let's see what Valerna finds. Valerna notices an odd patch of dirt in the floor in the corner of the room. After a small amount of digging, she finds a satchel containing 50 gold coins. Very nice. That puts us up to 2,505. Or sorry, 2,555. There were more fives in there than what I thought. Oh no, what's going on? I'm going to quote something from a Christmas movie I love. Sometimes the most real things are the things you can't see. Yes, perfect. Cody's like, oh, so it's like my paycheck. Yeah, no kidding. Record says, sure, use the poor dwarf as a stepstone for the pit. Yeah. I had a feeling there. She liked it, it's our paycheck. Yeah, I had a feeling that was a good clip, right? The Schrodinger's Femmer. Perfect. Okie dokie. So that was Valerna's entire turn. She's not doing anything else. Tiaga, this room has now been searched out. So, are we casting demon form or leaving? She is leaving. She tends to do that, I noticed. She doesn't like to do demon form first turn. 1, 2, she'll open the door, and I'm going to go ahead and put her down as 3 right there, since she can't hang out on that trap with Rana. There is a wall directly beside her. Also a wall out this direction, like that. And that is all she can see right at the moment. Is she stopping to search for traps? No, she is not. That was 3 that she was at right there. So 4, 5, and unfortunately, because she's dumb and didn't search for traps, she steps on a trap, a spear trap. Let's see if she jumps over it. This just needs to be a shield of either color. Indeed it is. She jumps over it out into the hallway, which let's go ahead and populate. There's not much going on here. There's another wall and a door. But unfortunately, again, she stepped on another trap right there. So let's see if she jumps this one. She does. That's good. So she jumps forward out of the way of that spear trap and steps on another one. Let's see if she jumps over this one. She does not. And unfortunately, she got lucky twice, but she gets hit on the third trap, dropping her down to 11 body points, which is why you should always search for traps. Okay, now she does have a second action, and I feel like we're going to have her search for traps. Oh, she's only got one more square in the hallway, but I think she, you know, most heroes would learn their lesson, right? There's a trap right there. Yeah. Too spicy just says yes. Oh, gosh. Okay, and that is our first hero's turn. Now, despite the fact that total chaos has already ensued, there's no monsters on the board. So did I break the lead off that pencil? I did. Glenn says, we should know by now we don't check for traps unless there aren't any. Yeah, no kidding. That's the only time that there are traps is when they haven't searched for them. Mordecai, there's nothing else to do in that room. He might as well step on Rana's head and leave. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And let's see if he can disarm that spear trap. Unfortunately, disarming it and jumping it are both the same thing. Just needs a shield. Either shield. Oh, unfortunately, Mordecai unsuccessful in disarming the trap. Spear trap triggers, hits him right in the foot. After which, I must assume that he said ow or some variant of not swearing nature. Or maybe he did swear. I don't know. Did he swear? Is Mordecai the kind of guy that swears? I did forget until I saw this on his character sheet. We did nickname him Mordecai the Menace. I don't remember what that was in reference to, but I do remember that I put that on his sheet after a quest because he was being a menace. This drops him down to 10 body points. I don't remember what that was up with. Justin says, did she search that pit for traps? Yeah, maybe. Cody says, Mordecai is the name of a guy who definitely swears. It's because of his name, right? He's upset about the name. He's like, if you guys had named me like Ryan or like Kyle or something, then I'd be fine. But Mordecai? Really? Okay, now he does still have an action left on his turn. We'll go ahead and let him open the door and take a look into the room. So in the room, whoops, we got another door up in the corner. We've also got a torture rack up in this corner. Let's grab a rack here. We also have 2 skeletons and a skeleton archer. So we got skeleton, skeleton here, skeleton in the corner, and an archer. There they are. Over here. Cody says, if you name Mordecai Kyle, he'd bust through walls and instead of potions, they'd be monster cans. Just says, okay, so since you can search pits for treasure, could you fill a room with pits, fall in each one of them, and just completely tap out the treasure deck in one room? Yeah. Rugor says, more undead again. Yes, we're going back to the undead. Yeah, see, that's a big reason, Justin, that I got rid of that mechanic. I don't understand why you would search a pit trap for treasure or secret doors, both of which are possibilities in the real rules. And by the way, in every expansion of HeroQuest that I've ever seen with my own 2 eyes, made officially and not by a fan, there has never once been a secret door at the bottom of a pit trap. So, like, why would they do that? Okay, Mordecai, we might as well search this room for something. Obviously, it's pretty stupid to walk in there. Well, he can't walk in there. His movement has been stopped by landing on that trap. No, I'm sorry. This whole thing is moot. Now, he was allowed to open the door, but we didn't say that he was jumping the trap. He tried to disarm it. So he has done both his actions. He moved and then tried to disarm a trap. So he's stuck there in the open door. Gohan says, treasure in the pit trap. Right. That one makes a little more sense from the idea of like if a different hero fell down in there and died, their stuff might be down there. But I also dislike the idea of, for completionist's sake, kind of like I don't want players to intentionally fall down pit traps so that they can search it for treasure. Because I know people, and I feel like I would be one of these too, that's like, well, I gotta search for treasure in every possible place to get the maximum amount of treasure. I don't want players to intentionally jump down pit traps, you know? Okay, that takes us to Rana. Now, Rana could go ahead and just step out of there, or she could try and disarm it so that Valerna doesn't potentially fall down in there. But I don't think we're going to do that. I think we're just going to let Valerna try and jump it on her own. So let's have Rana just step up out of that pit trap. 1, 2, 3, 4... Yeah, and she can't do anything, so she can't interact with the room at all. 5, 6 would land her on Mordecai's head, which we can't do. We'll go ahead and let her search for secret doors out in that hallway. And there are none, but at least we got that search out. Justin says, also, let's say every square in a room is a pit, and since monsters don't fall in pits, are they just floating around in the room? Yeah, yeah. Or are all the pits not necessarily taking up the entire location, and so theoretically they could straddle the pit. And it's just like a bunch of holes in the floor, rather than the whole room being a big pit. Gohan says, if players want to jump down in the pit, let them. That's their fault. Yeah. I just took the idea of searching for treasure at the bottom of a pit out of there so that we didn't have to worry about it either way. Valerna, we're going to see if she can jump over this. There's really no point in her trying to disarm it, and it's the same odds either way. So 1, 2, does she jump the pit? Yes, she does. 3, 4, 5, and then yeah, she only got 7 there, so she's got to stop. Notice how I avoided saying 6 with that also. I almost said it. Okay, and then we have Tiaga. Right, now Tiaga, it would also be kind of dumb for Tiaga to walk in there. However, she's kind of useless unless she does. You know what? I think she can see that archer. I do believe. Okay, also worth mentioning that these skeletons are of once great warriors, now failed experiments. They each have 3 body points, and because of our difficulty chart, it actually is 4 body points. So each one of these skeletons is a little bit harder to kill than normal. Gohan says, I'm going to look for pit traps to search now. Yes. Okay, Gramina, not Gramina. I've got Gramina on the mind. Tiaga is going to cast her demon form for her first action, which allows her to skip pit traps and also gives her an extra attack dice for long and close range attacks. This spell is broken if she gets hurt at all, takes any damage, but she can get the spell back if she kills a monster. So she's going to transform into the demon and then go ahead and shoot at that skeleton archer, which just happens to be perfectly within her range. She sends a blast of demonic energy at the skeleton archer, hitting it with a 1. And it doesn't block, but it's also definitely not dead. After all, these are the skeletons of once great warriors, now failed experiments. And that takes us to the monster's turn, and it's just Morkai getting hit here, so let's take this skeleton here up to him, swinging its scythe. It hits Morkai with a critical hit of 2. He's only got 3 defense dice, right? Yes. And miraculously, he actually blocks both. The skeleton archer can also shoot at Morkai from his current position, and so he will, firing an arrow and missing. It is kind of an awkward angle for a shot. They should have studied. Yeah, no kidding. Okay, and that's going to take us back to Morkai, who luckily is standing right there in the doorway. And what can he do to this skeleton? So he attacks better at long range. Now he could have thrown 3 close range attack dice if he hadn't taken damage from that trap that he stepped on. So the wizard staff artifact that he has gives him 3 attack dice as long as he's at full health, and he no longer is. So unfortunately, he's going to have to throw 2 at this guy, because he also won't be able to attack if he moves away. Is this worth just casting a spell? He does have a lot of them. And these are more powerful monsters. Yeah, we know he's got that spell tome as well. So he can theoretically get back any spells that he casts if he wants to use up that artifact. Okay, Morkai is going to cast Genie on this skeleton. This gives him a Genie that will attack a monster with 5 attack dice. The Genie immediately attacks the skeleton and misses it entirely. Well, that serves me right. Jeez. Look at that. I don't know that I've ever seen a Genie spell be so completely useless. I've seen monsters block it, but for it to not cause any damage at all? Yeah, Cody's got an F in the chat. 100%. That was worthy of an F in the chat. That's ridiculous. Okay, well, Morkai can still try swinging with his staff. Let's see if he's got any better chance of hitting that skeleton with his wizard staff. Okay, well, he hit it with a 1. Let's see if it takes the damage. It does take the damage, okay. Morkai has done slightly good thing. Garbage Genie. We're getting it out of the way early. We probably should have moved Morkai. All right, you there is rating with a party of 14. Thank you for that, you there. Good to see everybody. Hope everybody's doing good. We're playing some Hero Quest. Cal is here. Hey, Cal. Coming in with the raid party. Okay, we don't have any of the hated heroes in tonight. Let's see, we are currently at Rana, and I do believe we're just going to have her fire. I don't think she can do anything. I don't even know if she can see that skeleton, to be honest with you. Nope, that pretty clearly crosses over that wall. Okay, guess Rana can't do anything. Unfortunately, I should have thought of that. After Mordecai's genie spell failed, we should have just used his other action to move him out of the doorway. Just said Rana. I forgot she's an R name. Cal's lurking for a bit while getting stuff done. Understood. Okay, well, I guess we'll just leave Rana there. I hate skipping a hero's turn, but there is quite literally nothing that she can do to help this situation. We definitely should have moved Mordecai. And it is now Valerna's turn, and she's exactly in the same spot. She can't see any of the monsters. She can't get into the room because the skeleton's in the way. We really should have moved Mordecai. Well, we'll learn our lesson. Okay, Tiaga can actually do something, luckily. So Tiaga is going to shoot a blast of demonic energy at that skeleton, hitting it with a 3. And it doesn't defend a single thing. Now, only because it was already damaged, it is dead. So remember, these skeletons are special skeletons. They have 4 body points apiece. So that skeleton is dead, but only because she just happened to get a pretty good amount of roll. Now, she's probably going to lose the demon form if she walks in there, but we've got to stop the monsters from plugging the doorway. So I think that's what we're going to do. 1, 2. There we go. We'll just stick her right in there. Oh, you there is on a 25 stream streak. Very nice. Rukoro says, just bust down the wall. Simple. Yes, we're back to the Kool-Aid Man thing. Oh, there you go. Uh-oh. This is unfortunate for Tiaga. Yeah. So we've got a difficult monster. And also the monster is going to have slightly bigger stats as well. Okay. So for Tiaga, we've got Dread Warrior, Chaos Warrior, Doom Guard, Gargoyle, Ogre. If my mind were not so completely scattered, I would probably remember that setup by now. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4 means Chaos Warrior for her. And then we'll also go ahead and roll to see. I assume, by the way, Dr. Funda, and correct me if I've assumed incorrectly, is the increase a monster stat, is that for the difficult monster, or is that for one of the skeletons? You are correct. That is for the difficult one. Got it. Okay, so for this Chaos Warrior, we can increase either its attack stat, which will be a low number, its defense stat, which is a medium number, or its body point total, which is going to be a high card. So we've got 8, which is the top medium number. So that is an extra defense dice for this Chaos Warrior, which is going to make its stats for tonight with our difficulty chart and that extra bit of difficulty added. 5 attack, 4 defense, 4 body points. Okay, of course, being a summoned monster, and also it's the monster's turn, the Chaos Warrior attacks Tiaga immediately, hitting her with a 2, which she does not defend. And I'm going to go ahead and... We've got the Darkwing spell, but I'm going to let her take those, I think. That drops her to 9. We've also got a skeleton attacking her, swinging its scythe and missing her, useless skeleton, and the skeleton archer also attacking her. Dr. Fondut's also redeemed a potion of healing. Nice. Any particular hero that's for? The skeleton archer also looses an arrow, hitting her with a 1, which she blocks just barely. All right, that takes us back to the hero's turn, which we can actually do stuff this time, which is nice, since we don't have that. Give it to my favorite hero, the mage. Awesome. Good old Mordecai getting a potion of healing. Cody says, that ain't a warrior at this point. That's a champion or something. Yes. Go ahead and mark that potion of healing gift down on Mordecai's paper. That's funny, Cody, because I know you were trying to find lots of places to stick in Annie Oakley puns, and a word that they keep saying in that production is champagne. They keep saying, because everybody's got that ridiculous, over-exaggerated Southern accent. So they keep talking about her and Frank Butler being champagnes. So it was kind of an unintentional. Justin says, Necrogoblicon re-recorded a song off one of their older albums with their new lineup. Goblins are better than trolls. Oh, nice. Cody says, I tried to type that and it auto-corrected. Record says, she's in a bit of trouble there. Might need to help her. That's true. Okay, Mordecai. Mordecai's got another genie spell. Let's see if the second genie is any less terrible than the first. And a potion of strength. Excellent. Yes, that will definitely help her. And if there's any particular hero you'd like to give that to, let me know. If you want to give that to her or any of the other ones, it'll all be helpful. So Mordecai is going to cast Genie on that Chaos Warrior, which of course means the Genie is summoned and immediately attacks. Mordecai is just summoning nothing but feeble genies tonight. Now this one's done some damage, but just barely, hitting with a 1. Oh, interesting. So this is actually the first time that's happened. We've got an item swap as well. Just her, since she's right in the thick of it. That is Will Smith's Genie. We needed Robin Williams. Yes, Cody, that is such a good reference. Let's see if the Chaos Warrior blocked. It did. So another totally useless Genie spell right there. If only we had gotten 10,000 hours of improv lines. Okay, so item swap. Now the item swap is a random hero's random item being switched over to a different random hero. So let me brain this out. So as I've mentioned a couple of times, my brain is extremely scattered right now, and I'm likely to lose my place. So everybody help me remember, Mordecai still has an action left. That's where we are in the turn order, excuse me. But we need to do this item swap. Okay, so first off, which hero's item, which hero is losing an item? We're gonna do this with the suits. So that is Tiaga losing an item. She has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 possible items that she could lose. So a king is gonna be redraw, everything else is just gonna be doubled up. So an ace or a 2 is the first item, a 3 and a 4 is the next item, so on and so forth. So the 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is the Rod of Telekinesis artifact. And what hero is that being given to? That is being given to Rana. So the Rod of Telekinesis has been magically teleported to Rana the Dwarf by you guys, by the chat, in the first ever item swap used on this channel. We just put that in the Creative Stream Wednesday. We'll go ahead and mark that on Rana's sheet, Rod of Telekinesis. Very nice, very nice. We do also have the secret door, that secret door redeem that we've been talking about for a long time is active. It's a bit redeem, but it is active. Okay. Where were we? Mordecai, right? She just got a random rod. Like what did this just skyrocket up into the ceiling? Yeah. I have to imagine that it just kind of like magically disappeared off of Tiaga's belt and appeared on Rana's instead. Yeah. Okie dokie. So Mordecai still has an action left. Yes. Yes, Cody, thank you. Yes, I thought that was right, but again, my brain had already started to let go of it. The one part of my brain said Mordecai has an action left. Another part was like, are you sure? Okay, Mordecai's going to go ahead and just fire with his wand as well. And I think we'll have him fire at the Chaos Warrior too, just because the Chaos Warrior's got no damage on it. It's definitely the biggest threat. So firing with his Redwood Wand, Mordecai hits that Chaos Warrior with another 1, which it also blocks. Poor Mordecai is being totally useless. He's trying his best, and it's just not working. Rana. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, dang it. There I was trying not to say it. And Bohemius is here and has redeemed a wandering monster. Oh, this room's gonna get crazy. Let me take care of Rana's attack here real quick, and then we'll go ahead and draw that. Rana swings her battle axe at the skeleton archer, hitting it with a 1, which it does not block, and because it was already damaged, that is dead archer. Hello, Bohemius. Good to see ya. Which hero would you like to attack with that wandering monster? We've got Mordecai the Wizard, we've got Rana the Dwarf, we've got Valerna the Elf, and Tiaga the Warlock. And the monster that you have summoned is the 4 of Clubs, which is a monster we haven't seen yet, although I'm excited to get to them. Let's draw until we get something we can actually use. King of Clubs is no good. Queen of Hearts we should use. That is a Deep Orc. That we can definitely do. Deep Orc. Or we can randomize which hero it attacks. We'll set him over here. Wizard, got it. A Deep Orc immediately appears and attacks Mordecai the Wizard, hitting him with a 1. I'm surprised it wasn't worse than that. Which Mordecai blocks just barely. But that will not be it. Deep monsters have higher attack, so that's definitely a little bit surprising. Okay, Valerna. She was on her way, but now finds her path blocked by a Deep Orc, so I guess she ought to attack it in the butt, as you will. She's got a longsword here, and longswords give you 4 attack dice so long as you are at full health, and we are going to do that. She is still at full health. She's the only hero we have currently still at full health, so she swings her longsword at the back of the orc, hitting it with a 4. Okay, that's wild. Critical hit of 4 means that's a skilled strike, and that orc is super dead. Okay, I'll tell you what we're going to do with this, because that feels like a cheap shot. The orc attacked and then missed and then immediately died. We're going to put this orc off to the side, and we're going to let that orc come back into the quest at a later point, because that was not worth the points it took to do that. But yes, super dead. We're going to pop that orc back into the quest at some point later, for sure. Okay, that was Valerna's turn. She moved and then attacked, so we are now at Tiaga the Warlock, who is finding herself in kind of a bad situation there with monsters on both sides of her. Gohan says, that's how the cookie crumbles, though. That is very true. Very true. All right, let's see. So Tiaga probably ought to try and get rid of that skeleton. So the skeleton is the thing she's more likely to be able to get rid of. Even though the Chaos Warrior is the bigger threat, she's more likely to be able to get rid of that skeleton in 1 hit. No, that's actually untrue in this particular case because this skeleton has 4 body points. So being that that is true, either target is probably good. He's just pretending to be dead. Yeah. Just says, need a shirt dud? You got the image now. Oh, what am I missing there? What am I missing? That's a reference, that's referencing something that I'm just being too thick-headed to realize what you're talking about. Tiaga's gonna move 1 square over and shoot. A super dead shirt, yes! Yes, 100%. I need to find an effective way to get some Midnight Quest merch. I need to look into that. Tiaga is going to fire a blast of energy from her Redwood Wand, and she is going to fire at the skeleton, I think, actually. I may have said Chaos Warrior already, but I drew a card to randomize it. Firing at the skeleton, she hits it with a 2. Which it does not block, despite me bumping the dice by accident. Taking both of those hits, but not dying. But yes, I 100% agreed. Redbubble, it's all print on demand. That's handy. I use Printify because they allow size fat. I will definitely check those out. I've got the places that we've used for band merch before, but those places require a large order, which you then sell. Which if we sold it all, great. But being that there's not a lot of extra dough to go around right at the moment, something that's print on demand would definitely be better. All right, that takes us to the monster's turn. We currently have a Chaos Warrior and the skeleton of a once great warrior, now a failed experiment, to move, and they have multiple potential targets. Neither of them are directly adjacent to a hero. However, I think that Chaos Warrior is going to stick on Tiaga because that was the hero that it was summoned to attack. So, the Chaos Warrior swings and attacks, hitting Tiaga with a 2. She blocks one, but not the other, dropping her to 8. Yeah, I didn't cross off 10 very well. And the skeleton is going to attack Morkai. Skeleton? Okay, skeleton swings its scythe, hitting Morkai with a 1, which he blocks. Good old skeleton. Justin says, you don't want physical inventory, you would have to go through the trouble of shipping and tracking. Right. The options for higher quality shirts is nice too. Reasons I love drop ship for my band merch. Right. Yeah, for band merch, it makes a lot more sense to have physical inventory because where you're going to sell stuff most at a local level is at shows where you have all the stuff anyway. But for something like this, obviously, it's much, much different. Okie dokie, so we are now at Morkai, and Morkai, again, he does attack better if he is at long range, so I think let's back him up one, and he can shoot at the skeleton from there. Firing some energy from his redwood wand, he hits the skeleton with a 1, which it does block. Poor Morkai. He's not having a good night. Okay, that takes us over to Rana the Dwarf, who can help out with this Chaos Warrior, by the looks of it. Swinging her battle axe, she hits the Chaos Warrior with a 2. Wow, which it definitely defended. Look at that. That guy's not taking any bit of that. That takes us to Valerna, who's going to hop over Morkai's head and attack the skeleton. Now, she is still at full health, meaning her longsword affords her 4 attack dice. Swinging her longsword, she hits the skeleton with a 2, which it does not defend, and because it was damaged already, it is now destroyed. Because it says, unless you start promoting the stream at the studio and you keep a couple there. True, true. Hard to say if that would garner any following or not. Cody says, gigging band-wise, Echo Break did both physical and drop. We had a design you could only get online and only one at a show. That's smart. That is smart. Get people in on both. Absolutely. Okie dokie, that takes us to Tiaga again. And I think she's just going to keep on like moving back and forth out of the way so that she can hit this guy harder. Sending a blast of energy from her redwood wand, she hits the Chaos Warrior with a 2, resulting in the first damage that Chaos Warrior has taken. Taking both of those hits, but definitely not destroyed. Because it says it might. Wouldn't hurt to put a flyer up on your board. I've thought about it a couple of times, but I also resist promoting anything that's not directly studio related most of the time. But yeah, it's hard to say. We might. Gohan says people love exclusives. Very true. Very true. Okay, that is going to take us back again to the monster's turn. That Chaos Warrior is now all by his lonesome on the board. However, instead of drawing to see which hero he attacks, we are going to have him chase Tiaga. Swinging his axe. He completely misses with 5 white shields. Gohan says, it's me, I'm people. Yes, I agree, Gohan, I am also people. Cody says, I should get on Reddit and go promote the show in the Hero Quest sub. Absolutely, yeah. Because it says, you run the studio and you run the stream. You are related to you. Yes, yeah. But it's not necessarily related musically. Yeah. He's blind, it seems. Yeah, no kidding. I mean, she's short. Maybe he swung too high. Yes. I have occasionally posted links to this in the Hero Quest groups on Facebook, but I'm not sure if it's actually garnered any following or not. All right, back to the heroes. It is now Mordecai's turn, and he needs to get where he can see that Chaos Warrior, because he definitely can't from right there. So 1, 2, and 3. He's going to send a blast of energy from his Redwood Wand at the Chaos Warrior, hitting it with a 1, which it blocks, which, yeah, I mean, that tracks. Not only should you not hit a difficult monster like that with only 1, but poor Mordecai has yet to do basically anything handy in this whole quest. Rana, continuing to chase the Chaos Warrior, swings her battle axe, hitting it with a 2. It blocks 1 and takes the other one. Not destroyed, but very close. It has 1 body point left. Surely one of these heroes can get it the rest of the way down. It is now Valerna's turn, and we're going to move her in there since she's still hitting harder close range. 1, 2, and 3. Swinging her longsword. She hits the Dread Warrior with a 1, theoretically enough to kill it if it doesn't defend, but it does. Gotta hit harder than 1. And finally, Tiaga is again going to run away just a little bit and fire a blast of energy from her Redwood Wand, hitting the Chaos Warrior with a 2. And it blocks 1, but not the other, finally being destroyed. And also, in consuming its essence, Tiaga regains the ability to cast the Demon Form spell. Except I've lost it. Oh, because I never took it off her card, that's why. Okay. Justin says, you sell the current soundtrack in the studio physically. Yeah, kinda. It's not instrumental, but yeah, I mean, essentially. Gohan says, this old man is causing more problems than he can even think of helping. Yeah, no kidding. All right, let's continue moving on here. So that was Tiaga. That was her... No, that was her second action. No monsters on the board, so we are back to Mordecai. They didn't bother searching this room for a single thing. So, Mordecai, are we doing traps, secret doors, treasure, or leave? 6, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That was one of the secret doors options. He's starting off his turn by searching for secret doors, and unfortunately he finds none. Second action, traps, treasure, or leave. He is going for leave. Hey, you guys remember when he stepped on like 17 traps right in a row earlier in the hallway because he didn't search for traps? You guys remember that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then he steps on a spear trap. Let's see if he jumps that. He doesn't. He takes that point of damage, dropping him down to 9 body points. Stepping on a spear trap. Bad news. Again, not helping even a little bit, this guy. More ankle damage, exactly. We just walk into traps. It's fine. It's fine. Yeah. Okay, Rana. Treasure or... Oh, sorry. Traps, treasure, or leave. And she likes treasure. So traps, treasure, treasure, leave. She is doing traps. Being as there is one final square in this room that has not yet been walked on, there is a pit trap in front of the door. Okay, Rana. Treasure, treasure, or walk towards the trap. I mean, that would be a waste of a turn. Let's have her do treasure. Both because it's strategically the best thing to do and because that's what her personality says she likes anyway. What does Rana find? She moves towards a strange-looking stone in the wall near her. Scrawled on it in very bad handwriting is, "This just normal rock, no look behind." She pulls the rock from the wall and discovers 35 gold coins. Let's see, 60, that's going to put us up to 2,590. Okay, Valerna. Let's see if Valerna can get rid of that pit trap. Justin says, just take out the option to search for traps. They can tank all the traps. Yeah, apparently. Apparently that's what they're intent on doing. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Valerna is going to attempt to disarm that trap using her toolkit. She is unfortunately unsuccessful, falling into the pit and taking a point of damage, dropping her to 12, and meaning that she can no longer benefit from the extra dice with her longsword. Uther says, search for traps. What is this nonsense? Yeah. Literally, they're like, nah, I don't think I will. Was that meme from Avengers Endgame with Captain America? No, I don't think I will. Rukora says, you think the first pit trap by a door would hint every door might have one? Might just. It might just. All right. Moving on. So, of course, they can jump over her head since she's in the pit. Can't have more than one hero in a normal pit anyway, until we get to long pit traps later on. That was Valerna, so it is Tiaga's turn. She is moving 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then moving into the room as her 6th option. In this room, we find another door, a treasure chest, a bookcase, and 2 Dread Warriors. Rather unfortunate thing to find in a room. There we go. And there we go. All right, 1 in 26 is here. Gohan says it's like SpongeBob being told to make a salad. Justice says, what's a salad? Yeah. No, we don't check. Okay, Tiaga, now that you found yourself in this ridiculous mess, what are we going to do? 126 says, I got good news. Someone I've known for years was trying to off himself, spent an hour chatting with him, left him with a laugh, and a day later he says he is well. Great. That is absolutely fantastic news. Totally agreed. Very glad to hear that. That is always good when somebody reaches out and you can actually help them out. That's good. Okie dokie. Tiaga does have an action left. All she's done is move, so I would imagine, especially being that she is going to get hit by both of these Dread Warriors here, that instead of the normal thing, which would be me drawing to see if she's going to search the room for traps, she might as well try and damage one of these guys so that she can mitigate anything that she can. Yeah. Let's go with that. I think, however, and this is strange. Ooh, you there says I need to go soon. I have Hero Quest soon. Awesome. So you got some people together to play then. That'll be awesome. Very happy to hear that as well. You know what you're going to be doing yet? What expansion? Are you starting from scratch? Are you starting in the middle somewhere? Are you Zargon? Is that a silly question? Is this too many questions? 126 says, oh, and I spent over 8 hours fixing my PC that night. Oh my gosh. Windows 11 decided it did update, but did not update. Ugh. Classic computer nonsense. Yeah. I do believe we're going to have Tiaga shoot at this Dread Warrior, since she'll have more dice doing that than attacking this one close range. Firing a blast of energy from her Redwood Wand. She hits it with a 1, which it blocks. Uther says we're on quest 5 and hopefully 6 of the main book. Nice. So, oh, that's directly related then, because quest 5 of the main book is where you find the talisman, I believe. That's Melar's Maze, I think. Well, I guess that's depending, because my numbering is skewed by whether or not you're doing the maze. 126 says book quests. Cody says made the post in the Hero Quest subreddit. Nice! Much appreciated, man. 126 says, hope you have a good fun, right time? Yes. Just says I'd go to Linux if it didn't need the stuff that wasn't available in Linux. Yeah. My computer did the same, had to stop it from safe booting because it kept failing. Ugh. Just says I did it for a few months running. Oh, I don't have any idea what that word is. Liked it, but no Stream Deck or VR support. Ugh. Yeah, Mac has its own set of complications with that, but you can, for the most part, you can kind of stave off updates for a while. It eventually won't let you not do it, but it lets you stave them off for quite a while. I have two PCs that are exactly the same. One updated, the other did not. What? Dang it. Technology is so dumb. The one that did not, I told not to update for a month. Ah, there you go, yeah. You know, I should be careful saying things like that considering I'm surrounded by technology that's letting us do this. I should probably not upset technology. Okay, monster's turn. Dread Warrior attacking Tiaga. First one that's already next to her misses her entirely. Yet another totally a blind warrior. And then the other one walking up to her swings its mace, hitting her with a 2. She blocks one and takes the other, dropping her to 7. Just pat it on the head and say it's okay, yeah. Yes. Well, you there, if you take any pictures of that quest, definitely throw them in the Discord. It'd be cool to see people literally on the other side of the globe playing Hero Quest. I mean, I know it looks the same as people playing Hero Quest here, but it's still an interesting thought. Speaking of, the dogs and I are going to mess about. Bow wow, AFK, nice. Just says, and I hate the people who are just like, make a dual boot PC. No, if I have to use Windows for anything, I might as well use it for everything. I don't need to divide my drive into 2 different systems. True, yeah. Yep. I had some people mention that to me once for my Mac, because the program I used to use to record is a PC-only thing, and I was lamenting that I didn't have access to it anymore, and they suggested that I do a dual boot system to have Windows on part of the drive. No thank you. Rucor says, I remember one time I stopped a computer from updating and it took nearly 4 hours to install all the updates I missed, I bet. Okay, and back to the heroes. We are now at Morkai. Now, he's still got some other spells, but honestly, he's kind of wasted the 2 genie spells that would have been helpful in this situation. Not that he intentionally wasted them. They just didn't do anything. So I guess we'll let him shoot. That's really the only thing that he can do at this point, is he will shoot a blast of energy from his Redwood Wand at the Dread Warrior in front of Tiaga, hitting it with a critical hit of 3. All right, Morkai, finally getting something done. I swear if this Dread Warrior defends all 3 of those. It defended 2. At least he got a bit of damage in. 1 point of damage on the Dread Warrior from Morkai. That would have been an insane moment if that Dread Warrior had blocked all of those. Rucor said, oh, I already read that, didn't I? Yes. Scatterbrain. Yeah, nothing else to search in that blue room. Unfortunately, this is going to be it for Morkai's turn, at least right at the moment. There is nothing else that he can do that makes sense. Or he could cast one of his Fire of Wrath spells. Ooh, yeah. Yep, we're going to do it. It's not going to kill the Dread Warrior, but that doesn't mean he shouldn't go ahead and do it. Okay, Morkai is also casting Fire of Wrath on the Dread Warrior that he was already firing on. This blasts the Dread Warrior with flames. Let's see if it takes any damage from this attack. No, of course it doesn't. What a silly question. It immediately staves off the flames. Glenn says, is he out of the way? Yeah. Yeah, apparently. Just says, I run to Windows debloat. Good of a compromise as I can get with my PC. If I ever find myself in a situation where I don't need VR or Elgato software, then I'd happily go back to, is it Bazite there? At the moment I live with Windows, yeah. Rana, she is the only one kind of left out of the action here. She's gonna come up here and just shoot as well. I guess she's gonna have to climb up on Morkai's back in order to shoot over his head. Putting an arrow in her crossbow, she fires at the Dread Warrior, hitting it with a critical hit of 3. The Dread Warrior again defends 2 and only takes 1 point of damage. This Dread Warrior is a champion. Valyria is currently at the bottom of a pit trap. Let's see if she remains there because she doesn't really have anywhere to move. So she will again make an attempt at disarming the trap. And this time is successful. Getting rid of that pit trap and I assume, like, I don't know, putting some boards over it or something. With her second action, she can also fire at that champion of a Dread Warrior. Fitting an arrow in her short bow, she fires, hitting it with a 2. Which it does not defend. It definitely did not see an elf climbing out of a pit coming, because who would? That is also that Dread Warrior dead. All right, geez. That takes us to Tiaga. With her 2 actions, she could cast Demon Form, but she's probably going to lose it immediately. So I think probably what we're going to have her do is search this room for traps. There are none. Even the chest is not trapped. Now that she knows that she is safe to move about the room, everybody else can walk in there on the next turn. That does leave her with the unfortunate attack here. She can only use the staff here. So swinging her wooden staff at the Dread Warrior beside her there, she hits it with a 1, which it blocks. To be expected. Okay, Dread Warrior attacking Tiaga. Swinging its mace and hitting her with a 2. She blocks. Look at that. That's almost a little surprising. And that takes us back to the heroes. So now we need to filter the heroes into that room so that they can more effectively help with that other Dread Warrior. They know the squares aren't trapped. So let's get Mordecai in there. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think we'll just stick him in the corner there. Sending a blast of energy from his wand, he hits the Dread Warrior with a 1. And it does not defend, believe it or not. 1 point of damage. 3 body points left. Rana is also going to get into that room. 1, 2, 3, 4. Unfortunately, she didn't roll enough to get close range, which would have been better. She fits an arrow in her crossbow and fires, hitting the Dread Warrior with a 1. It also does not defend. Man, that other Dread Warrior was defending like near everything that came at it. This one's not doing a thing. Valerna also moving into the room. Now she... Oh, we've got our other difficult monster. Poor Rana, I can't spell the name. No, you're right, Dr. Funnut. That's exactly how you spell it. That is exactly how you spell it. Let's see. So, Valerna doesn't do more close range now that she's been hurt. So it doesn't make sense for her to get close range on the Dread Warrior. Plus, we want to leave an open space next to Rana to do Dr. Funnut's monster. 1, 2, 3, 4. Whoops. Valerna fires an arrow from her short bow at the Dread Warrior, hitting it with a 2. It blocks 1 and takes another. Chip damage this guy until he's gone. Okay, let's take care of that monster redeem. Dr. Funnut says, you missed the behind the scenes. I rewrote that 5 times. Ah, gotcha. Well, that makes a little more sense. Okay, poor Rana. What's she getting? A Dread Warrior, a Chaos Warrior, a Doom Guard, a Gargoyle, or an Ogre? She is getting cards that we can't use over and over. 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That is a Gargoyle. Let's do the Milton Bradley Gargoyle. Why not? You can't even tell what this is. This is a gargoyle. This is a gargoyle that has decided it is more important than all the other contents of this room. This is a very self-righteous gargoyle right here. The gargoyle immediately attacks Rana, swinging its whip and hitting her with a 2. She blocks 1, but not the other, dropping her to 9 body points. That is a crowded room right there. We don't have a great angle on it either. Let me see if I can fix that just a little bit. This camera doesn't like to go low. I'd like to have it like there. There, okay, it stayed pretty close. Okay, and then we have Tiaga. Tiaga is the only one left. I think it's still not very smart of us to do demon form right at this point because she's definitely... I very much doubt she takes out that Dread Warrior and then she gets hit and loses demon form immediately. Consuming Flame is not a terrible idea, but the Dread Warrior's also only got 1 body point left, so maybe she would get rid of it. Okay, let's take the chance. Tiaga is going to recast her demon form, making this room even more crowded, because who doesn't love a crowded room? However, she doesn't have the action to move before she attacks, so she's just going to swipe her claws close range at the Dread Warrior, hitting it with a 1, which it blocks. That is unfortunate. We took a chance. The chance didn't pan out, unfortunately. That takes us to the monster's turn, and it is only the Dread Warrior because the Gargoyle did attack on this turn cycle. The Gargoyle will be attacking again on the next turn, assuming it survives that long. The Dread Warrior is attacking Tiaga, swinging its mace, hitting her with a 3, which almost surely means that she is losing this demon form again immediately. Yes, indeed, she didn't defend a single one of those 3. dropping her to 4 body points and immediately breaking that demon form. Ugh. What do you do? Back to Mordecai. Now, Mordecai was helping out with that Dread Warrior, but now he is no longer within sight of it. So I guess Mordecai is going to attack the Gargoyle. Shooting a blast of energy from his wand, he hits the Gargoyle with a critical hit of 3. That's kind of wild. Which the Gargoyle defends 1, taking 2 body points of damage. Let's see. He's got another Fire of Wrath spell, but we are using like every bit of his spells right at the beginning of the quest. We should probably be conserving stuff just a little bit. So what else does this room need search for? Secret doors? He likes doing that. Let's do that. Second action, Mordecai searches for secret doors and finds none. Moving forward, we are now at poor Rana, who is finding herself face to face unexpectedly with a gargoyle. She swings her battle axe at the gargoyle and hits it with a 2. The gargoyle defends 1 and takes 1, dropping it to 1 body point. She could open the door behind her, but that would kind of be silly, right? Being that we have 2 monsters in here, I can't imagine most players would do that unless they're trying to cause ridiculous chaos or kill their own characters. Valerna. Now, Valerna could move and attack the Dread Warrior, so I think let's do that. Rukoro says, skank his ankles. Yeah. Cody says, new emo song. I took a chance, but never again will I do that. Wasted demon form. Yeah. Just says, Xavier opens all the doors. Oh my gosh. And Johan says, never doubt the chaos of a player. Yes, this is true. I'll tell you, and I should have known this was a silly thing of me, but prior to doing Midnight Quest, I had assumed that my what I would have done as a player was a fairly kind of normal experience, and that most people probably would react similar to the way that I would, and I'm finding out that I'm very wrong. And Rukora says, we are chaos incarnate. Oh, Valerna swings her long sword at the Dread Warrior and totally misses. Way to go, Valerna. That takes us to poor Tiaga. Poor Tiaga, she had so much in her mind. But unfortunately, she has nothing other than to attack. I guess we'll do the run attack situation. I am also going to have her drink one of her potions of healing, which she has, because she is getting down kind of low on health. She's not like gonna die, but she's down to 4. So drinking that potion is gonna pop her back up to 8. Keeping in mind too that using an item is not an action, so she still has both of her actions, which means this here is a legal move. She can move 1 square back and still fire with her wand at that Dread Warrior. Hitting it with a 1. Gotta hit harder than 1, guys. Which it definitely blocks. It's only got 1 body point. She could have killed it, but ugh. Cody says, I am the worst kind of player. I want to quest. I want to do things correctly. I also want to ensue actions to make a DM pull out their hair and have to create scenarios on the fly. There you go. Okay, that takes us to another monster's turn, and this time the Gargoyle does indeed get to attack, and the Dread Warrior is not going to chase Tiaga because it is already adjacent to Valerna. So first off, the Gargoyle swings its sword at Rana, hitting her with a 1, which she blocks. The Dread Warrior, in a very risque dance move, has to turn around in the middle of this crowded room to attack Valerna, hitting her with a 3. What kind of defense is Valerna looking at? Not great. Only 3. She blocks 2 of them, though. Still did pretty good, only taking 1 body point of damage, dropping her to 11 body points. Thanks to her constitution building, she's got a decent amount of body points. Rukoro says that is just derailing. It just says, dang, secret room reward is like $40. Is it? Did I put something in there wrong? I thought I had only made it like $3. Cody says that's how I became a drug addict in a D&D campaign that ultimately killed off that character after I was caught stealing gold for drugs. And Dr. Funna says runaway train. Right, and aren't the bits just a penny each? Oh, okay. Yeah, I gotcha. It should be 300, not 3,000. And I've made the same mistake with the pick a character too, haven't I? Yeah, that was definitely stupid on me. Well, can I change that midstream? I bet I can. Because that's definitely not supposed to be big like that. Oh no, I totally did the choose a hero for the quest correctly. I don't know what my brain, I mean, scatterbrain, again. There, okay. I don't know if it takes a second to update, but there it is. I scatterbrained that one. That was not supposed to be that expensive. 126 says, check out of self-interest. I left something there. Yeah, there you go. Okay, oh, crud, what were we doing? It was the hero's turn now. Yes, Mordecai. Sending another energy blast at the gargoyle. And hitting it with another critical hit of 3. Boy, Mordecai got tired of me talking crap, didn't he? That's a couple of critical hits in a row, I feel like. 3. The gargoyle blocks 1, takes 2, and that is enough to take it out. There we go. Okie dokie. Mordecai does have another action left, but there's nothing else really to do in this room until the other monster is gone, being that Dread Warrior is a little bit of a threat as well. So let's leave him there. Rana is now free to move over here and help out with the Dread Warrior. Swinging her battle axe and hitting it with a 2. Finally, that Dread Warrior has been hanging out there with 1 body point left for like 2 or 3 turns now. Rana has taken it out. Okay, and that leaves Valerna free to search for treasure, which works out because she's already adjacent to the chest. What does she find? 150 gold coins in the chest. That is going to put us up to, oh boy, okay, let's see. This is an awkward math thing here. This is going to put us at 64, it's going to put us at 74, so 2,740. There we go. This also triggers a special scene with Tiaga. Justin says, it's fixed. I was thinking, Surly, you didn't mean for that to... Yeah, Shirley didn't mean for that to be that much. Yes, 100%. Okay. So, because Valerna search for treasure, now this is not the end of Valerna's turn. She does still have an action left. However, I'm going to grab the paper and actually look at it because my eyes are terrible and this writing is extremely small. Okay. Tiaga, the bearer of the Talisman of Lore, you are drawn to a red tome on the highest shelf of the bookcase. The pages open to a spell that you dimly recall. You chant, Rak Thorag, Rak Thrugnor, Rak Threg Orc. The room is engulfed in a dark mist that swirls around. When it lifts, all of the other heroes, regardless of where they are, have been turned into orcs. Weird. So let's grab us some orc buddies. So we'll make Valerna this Milton Bradley flail orc. We'll turn Rana into this fancy orc here. And we'll turn Mordecai into this tough looking orc here. Okay, and one more thing I need to grab. I want to find copies of those minis real quick to put on the character sheet so I remember who is who. Valerna is the flail orc. Where is... Oh, where's... I know I've got many of that same female orc. There we go. Rana looks like that, and Morkai looks like that. Okay. That is a new level of being stealthy, yes. So unfortunately, she's accidentally turned everybody into orcs. The bearer is not affected. The other heroes must replace their characters with an orc. They now have orc stats, 3 attack dice, 2 defense dice. Their BP, body points, is reduced to half the character's max, although they may use any available potions to heal. Do not go above the character's max. The affected heroes may still use any available items, not weapons or armor, they have, but cannot cast spells. As the bearer looks around in horror at what has happened, another dim memory comes to mind. A blue tome on an altar somewhere in this complex that has a counterspell. You must hurry before the effects of the spell become permanent. And that is a false sense of hurry up, by the way. There isn't like a turn limit or anything. But good to know. Cody says, honey, I turned my party into orcs. 126 says, I heard that wrong. I heard butt cast spells. The horror. Yeah, that would be pretty bad. Okay, so we need to reduce everybody's body points here. So now, regardless, no long range. Everybody has 3 close range attack, 2 defense dice, and half of their maximum body points. So Morkai has a maximum of 11, so we're going to drop him to 5. Rana also has a max of 11, so we'll drop her to 5. Valerna has a max of 13, so we'll drop her to 6. I know that's kind of rounding down, by the way. We can't give them 5.5 or 6.5 body points. Darn, I've finished my Mountain Dew. Whatever shall I do? This is the worst day ever. They can still do all the searching as normal, and as the quest map indicated, they can use their items. They cannot use their spells. They can't use their equipment either. So there is no increasing attack or defense while they're in this form. Really, the only thing that's useful to them is being able to use potions of healing to get some of those lost body points back. Who got the gift? Somebody got the gift. Morkai had that gift earlier. Let's just immediately use up his gifted potion of healing to bring him back up a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4. So Morkai's actually going to be at 9, so he's a little bit less frail. Valerna also has a potion that she can spare. I think we'll leave Rana for now. Okay, now everybody's orcs, and it is still Valerna's turn. So Valerna looked in a treasure chest, and then when she came up out of the chest to say, look, I found gold, she realized she's an orc. How has this happened? Okay, so I guess we're gonna move Valerna. The only other thing she can do here. 1, 2, and 3, and she's gonna open the door into the red room. In the red room, there is another door. There is also 2 orcs who must be very confused. We have a wasteland orc, the type that have more defense and less movement, and a deep orc. Oh yeah, we'll use Bohemius's deep orc over here. Or we'll just we'll put 2 deep orcs in this room, because I did promise that as an extra monster, since it kind of didn't do anything. Very confused monsters, wondering why a different orc has opened the door. Okay, Valerna, it doesn't make any sense really to walk in there because we're almost at the end of the turn, and it is now Tiaga's turn. So Tiaga ought to move in there, because she kind of needs to protect everybody, being that she now has the most body points and the most defense. Excuse me, which is not saying much. 1, 2, 3. She's gonna get surrounded if she stays right there. It is actually better for them to plug the door. Okay, let's take a chance. We're gonna leave her behind Orc Valerna there, and she is going to fire at one of the orcs. She can see all three of them. She's going for the deep orc in the corner. Firing a blast of energy from her redwood wand, she misses entirely. Well, good thing we didn't march her in there, I guess. Okay, monster's turn. We've got all of these orcs in this room. One of them is going to go up and attack Orc Valerna. It is again going to be the deep orc in the corner as long as it has enough movement points to get there. Deep orcs move 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Deep orc swings its mace at the orc/elf. Got a dice there that didn't really work. Hits her with a 1, which she does not block, dropping her to 5 body points. Okay, let's go ahead and use up one of her potions of healing. I mentioned it earlier and then I didn't actually do it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Popping her back up to 9. And we can stick one of her cards in there. Of course, as we come in peace, we swear we were always here. Yes. Missed opportunity on their part to just be like, well, we're just monsters. It's cool. We're just monsters. Okay, guys, excuse me for just a moment. I am going to grab another pop, and I think I'm going to turn my space heater off because I'm getting a sweaty butt over here. So give me just a second. One of these days. And we're back. Okay. Justin says, seems like I need to go back to putting little extras in the shorts. This one's where I added images or did little animations seem to be doing the best. Nice. Cody says, oh yeah, sweaty butt. Or is it Shrek Swamp? Yeah, no kidding. These dress pants that I wear to the orchestra pits, they're nice, they're soft, but they seem to induce sweating. Okay, we were at the end of a turn, so we are back to Morkai. Poor Orc Morkai. And perhaps the worst offense of all of this is taking away everybody's long range. Can you tell I ran up and down the stairs? You gotta remember I'm old now and I can't run up the stairs 2 steps at a time and expect to still have my breath when I get to the top and or bottom. Okay, so Morkai, poor Orc Morkai, who's up in the corner here, just can't do a thing right at the moment. He can't shoot, he can't help, moving isn't gonna help, so I guess we're just gonna have to skip him. Dr. Fonda says, why was sweaty butt clocked as a sexual wording for me? It was not intended. Okay, Valerna Orc is the one who is standing in the doorway. Oh, I skipped Rana Orc, or Orc Rana, but unfortunately it's kind of the same for her. She can't shoot. This is Rana right here. Can't do anything, so I guess we're just skipping back to Valerna here, who is going to attack her own kind, quote unquote, kind of, sort of, by swinging her flail at that deep orc, hitting it with a critical hit of 3. The deep orc does not defend at all, probably because it's super confused as to what in the world is happening, and it is dead. And then we'll let Valerna Orc search for traps. Probably a smart thing to do. There actually are no traps in this room. Because just like Gohan says, the only time we remember to search for traps is when there aren't any. Okie dokie, let's go ahead and march Tiaga in here because that's the only way that we are going to ensure that we don't just have orcs blocking the doorway. 1, 2, just like this. And then we are going to have her shoot at the deep orc because the deep orc attacks harder. So it would benefit her to have that thing gone if she can get rid of it. Sending a blast of energy with her redwood wand. She hits the deep orc with a 1. Which it doesn't defend, but it is not dead. Valiant effort. Gohan says that's right. Yes. Okay, 2 orcs here. Wasteland Orc. Swings its sword at Tiaga. Hits her with a 2. She blocks 1, dropping her to 7. I'm just realizing that I forgot to erase one of those potions of healing off her chart. There we go. And the Deep Orc. Also coming over here and swinging its sword at Tiaga, hitting her with a 2. She again blocks 1, but not the other, dropping her to 6. All right, back to the beginning of the turn. However, we are not quite as helpless as we were before. Orc Morkai, or, yeah, M'Orkai, right? M'Orkai. Is Tiaga's orc demon form just an orc berserker? Yeah. Well, Tiaga didn't get transformed into an orc. She was the only one who didn't. But if she had, that would be hilarious. Okay, M'Orkai attacks the Wasteland Orc in the corner, swinging his sword and hitting it with a 1, which it does indeed take, but not dead. Gohan says, didn't say my name out loud, but I'm pretty sure I showed up in Quest 3 of Book 1. Yes, I think you're right. I was determined to find where I came in and heard you read a comment and it sounded like something I'd have said. Yes, I think you and Bohemius both showed up in that episode, and it was also Gramina's first ever episode. Because I remember that too. It was, the first comment you made was something about like, I don't have any idea what's going on, but I'm just vibing. Or something like that, right? I remember that still. All right, that takes us to Orc Rana. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Orc Rana swings her sword at her look-alike Deep Orc right there, hitting it with a 2. Deep Orc doesn't defend either one. Dead. Gohan says, yes, absolutely. That was right around the time we were actually starting to get people in the chat. So those first 2 episodes, mostly quiet in the chat. Not entirely, but mostly quiet. It was right around that episode 3. Going back knowing what we know now and all the in-jokes we have, it's crazy to see where we started. Agreed. Agreed. Because there were so few things going on there. Now, I imagine that I was still saying super dead, because I was saying that even to myself when I was like test recording stuff before we started streaming. When I was making sure that all this equipment was going to work the way I thought it, I came up with saying super dead. I don't think I had applied it for skilled strikes. I think I was just saying super dead whenever. And I remember saying to Savannah, like, I think this is funny. This might be a thing. And she was kind of like, okay. Cody said, that was before I realized I can just go back to sleep with Stream on. Yes. Okay, I don't think Orc Valerna is going to be able to do much in there. She can't get to the Wasteland Orc. So she might as well either open that door or do some other searching in the room. Let's get Orc Valerna in here. I'm going to play him a little bit safer. I'm not going to split him up like I normally would. And I'm not going to have him opening doors a whole bunch, I think, just to try and keep him. Gohan says, I swear wives never understand the humor. Yeah, she latched onto it. I mean, obviously. She's going to search for secret doors while she's in there. And there are none. Split them all up. Open all the doors. Let's see. So that takes us to Tiaga. Regular old Tiaga. Who is going to move 1 away from that Wasteland Orc so that she can hit a little bit harder. Shooting a blast of energy from her Redwood Wand. She hits that thing with a critical hit of 3. Which it does not defend at all. Which means that not only is it dead, but she has consumed its essence and has regained the ability to cast Demon Form. You only shouldn't split up if it's a horror movie, right? This quest is also a linear quest, so there actually isn't any opportunity to split them up, honestly. Beyond, like, sending some of them into rooms before the other room is done. That actually doesn't happen very often. Rukoro says, which never happens, right? Yeah. Yeah, this quest is basically just one room at a time, which they don't do super often, and I try not to do even just generally for me, because a lot of my rules mean that the heroes are way too overpowered if they stick together. All right, we've got a new follower. Thank you. Thank you. Is that Malwhip? M-A-L-W-H-I-P? Malwhip or Malwhip? Thank you for the follow. Very much appreciated. Hope you're doing good. Hope you're enjoying what you're watching. If you have any questions about anything, don't be afraid to throw stuff in the chat. Justin says, I'm hoping to play Sunday. Nice. Where are you guys at now? You're still in First Light, right? Or are you and Sarah playing Mage of the Mirror? So I know you got a couple of different versions going on. Let's see, Tiaga moved and then attacked, so that was it. No monsters on the board now, which takes us back to Maorkai, who is up here. And we're gonna start by having him do the last thing that hasn't been done in this room yet, which is search for treasure. See what he finds. Oh, poor Maorkai. While he's searching, a hidden arrow shoots from the wall and strikes him. He loses 1 body point, dropping him to 8. All right, let's see. That means we can have him take his other action. He can go ahead and move. 1, 2, 3. I am going to be completely exhausted on Sunday. That's my Sunday plans. The last two performances of the Annie Get Your Gun production are tomorrow. And then, of course, we're playing a quest tomorrow night. And then my dad is actually wanting to, me and my brother to help him take the kids to a children's museum, which I will be doing on basically no sleep. And I definitely have to mow the yard Sunday too. So I'm planning on being very exhausted on Sunday. Malwhip says, hi, I'm Malwhip from Hardcore Hero Quest. Great to see another HQ streamer on Twitch. Awesome, yes. That is great too. I actually was not aware of that channel. I am definitely going to have to check that out. I knew about HeroQuest fans. All right, thank you for the subscription as well. That is super cool. Yeah, I will definitely check that out. So obviously HeroQuest, but we're also doing a pretty highly customized homebrew version of it as well. So I'm sure you may see some things that are unusual as far as what the heroes can and can't do, the things that are happening. We are playing the Prophecy of Telor book right at the moment, but oh, I don't remember what the rest of that sentence was. That's where I'm at today. I don't know about you guys. I'm in a start a sentence and not finish it kind of day. Yeah, we are on Quest 5 of Prophecy of Telor, which is why most of the heroes are orcs right at the moment. Now, when you guys play, do you also homebrew? I'm curious. I would imagine so, right? Being that it's called Hardcore Hero Quest, I imagine you have some rules that make it much harder, just based on the implication of the name. Just says, yeah, ready for Quest 8 with friends in First Light. Ready for Quest 5, I think, in Mage of the Mirror. Ready for Quest 2 First Light with Xavier. Did New Beginnings with Cody and with a guy in Muncie, right? Yeah. Nothing like running 7,000 different campaigns all at once. Oh, I remember. Okay, I just hardcore distracted myself there. So poor old Orc Morkai has just opened up into this green room here. And of course we have that other door that I placed without saying anything. Whoops. We also have a cupboard. We got a couple of goblins in here too. We've got an ocean goblin and a deep goblin. So regional variants here. Ocean goblins raised in or around water means that they're very fast, but we traded in speed for attack power. So, or I guess I should say that the other way around. We traded in attack power for some extra speed. So they don't hit quite as hard, but they're very, very, very fast. Deep goblins, on the other hand, are actually the exact opposite. Deep goblins live in the deepest, darkest tunnels, which means they are not very fast because they're essentially blind. However, if you're going to survive in those tunnels, you got to be strong. So they have extra attack power. This is a deep goblin right here. Now the ocean goblin is painted. Nice handy blue skin here. Probably a good time to point out that the Midnight Quest channel that you're watching right at the moment serves a dual purpose. Most nights we're playing quests just like this, but on Sunday nights and Wednesday nights Eastern Time, you will find my wife here instead, painting these miniatures. So everything that you're seeing down here that is painted is a paint job of hers, as long as it's a good paint job. If you see a very terrible paint job that looks like an 11-year-old did it, it's because I've had this stuff for a very long time. And it is very possible that a very small 11-year-old me may have made some pretty terrible attempts at painting some of this. The Deep Goblin is not painted. Gohan says, we love Jelly Zambi. Yes. And Justin says, if the game store gets their stuff together, I'll have Prophecy of Telor. Yes, that's right. You're waiting on that at the moment. Okay, Mordecai already searched for treasure, so he can't search for traps in this room. I think we'll go ahead and leave him in the doorway there. Let's take Rana, Orc Rana, in there. Normally this is our dwarf, but in this case, this is Rana right here. So 1 and 2, is she going to search for traps or attack that goblin? She is indeed going to search for traps in this room. And just like always, when they actually have the foresight to search for traps, there are none. Malweb says, nice, yes, check out my subreddit for links to our Discord and website. Both contain many optional rules. We've been playing a campaign for 30 years. Awesome. Started it in 1996, highly inspired by video games such as The Elder Scrolls and Dark Souls. Nice. Yes, we'll definitely check that out. I was not yet playing in 1996, but it wasn't super long after that I started. So I obviously grew up playing the Milton Bradley version long before any of this new Avalon Hill stuff came out. But we use a mix of both things on this channel. That's awesome to see. I will definitely check all that stuff out. I don't think our Twitch has disabled any of this. If you want to go ahead and throw any links to that stuff in the chat, by all means do it. It'll make it easier for me to find, as well as anybody else in the chat who's interested in checking that stuff out. Cody says, I was organizing my minis and was mad again about how the dude apologized for his horrible paint jobs, and they're great. Well, there you go, yeah. That's true, yes. And Cody says, caught my attention, I've been writing an Elden Rings inspired quest. Yes, that's right. Okay, so good old Rana just searched for traps. There are no traps in that room. We are now at Orc Valerna, who's going to go in there and attack somebody or another. Let's get rid of the Deep Goblin if we can. 1, 2, 3, 4. Orc Valerna swings her flail at the Deep Goblin, hitting it with a 2. And it does not defend. That is one dead Deep Goblin right there. Yes. Oh, yeah, we shut off there for a second, didn't we? Because we only get Saribot is here if it stops and starts. Why would we? I wonder what happened. OBS didn't stop. I wonder if my internet just decided, like, Rugoro, well, that was odd. I thought I went crazy when the stream just broke. Weird. So did it, like, freeze and then come back, or did it, like, black screen? Weird. That's never happened. Wonder what the deal is with that. That takes us to Tiaga. Two, 3, and 4. She is going to send a blast of energy with her redwood wand at the Ocean Goblin, but misses. Oh, come on, Tiaga. You're the only hero still at full strength. You can't afford to be doing dumb stuff like that. That takes us to the monster's turn, which means this Ocean Goblin is going to be attacking somebody. Anybody other than Mordecai is a target here, and she is going for Tiaga. 1, 2, 3. Ocean Goblin swings a sword at Tiaga, hitting her with a 1, which she blocks, just barely. Cody says it froze, then black screen with an error for me, then I saw the Discord notification. So it even restarted in Discord. Rugoro says it stopped and restarted, got a message from Discord of it starting. Weird. Huh. Yeah, I can see on my screen now you say that. I can see that the session restarted. Couldn't tell you. That is very odd. I think it might still be sprinkling here, but I don't think it's raining hard enough for it to be like knocking things in and out. Must have just been a weird fluke. Hopefully it doesn't keep happening. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 Okie dokie, back to the heroes. Start of the heroes. Gohan says, I thought my internet went wonky. No, apparently it was mine. We are at Maorkai at this point. Should I stop saying that? Is that less funny than I think it is? Let's see. Maorkai comes in here and swings his sword at the Ocean Goblin. Hitting it with a critical hit of 3, which on an Ocean Goblin is also a skilled strike, which means that goblin is super dead. Get out of here. Can't defend that, can ya? Cody says, nah, I've been laughing at Maorkai. Yeah, you can't beat it. We might change his name to that permanently. Maorkai. Okie dokie, that's Orc Rana is where we're at now there, which means she can either search for secret doors, search for treasure, or get out of there. She does like treasure, so secret doors, treasure, or leave. And she is indeed doing the treasure. Let's see what she finds. She finds a strange sack lying on the floor near the door of the room. Inside is 15 gold coins. Not bad. 2,755. So Malwhip, I imagine too, if you're still watching, being that you've run the same game for 30 years, you guys must be far beyond official expansions, right? Excuse me. Are you guys into like totally your own created content, or are you still kind of dropping in and out of official stuff? That is an extremely impressive amount of time to be running one single game. That is amazing. My interest has also distracted me. What are we doing here? Rana just searched for treasure. Oh yeah, secret doors or leave. That's what she's doing here. She is gonna also search for secret doors. So she's just doing all the searching. And there are none in this room. Okay, that takes us to Orc Valerna, who's gonna get out of here now that there's nothing left to do in the room. Opening the door out into this hallway. Let's go ahead and see what's going on in the hallway. I'm moving the camera just a little bit here. We have a wall. We've also clipped Maorkai. Oh, we got a whole bunch of walls, don't we? Because we're also closing off the double wide here. We've also got a wall right here, so it's a very short hallway, and a door leading into the central room. Okie dokie, Valerna, are we stopping to search for traps out in the hallway? I have a prediction, do you? She is. That is exactly what my prediction is, and because I figured she would search for traps, because they had the forethought to search for traps before they walked out there, I bet Gohan can tell you all whether or not there are traps, despite the fact that he has no prior knowledge of the quest map. Gohan, buddy, are there traps in the hallway? Nope. You're exactly right. Tiaga. Off we move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and she is opening the door to this room. Okay, let's switch cameras here. I like the angle of this camera a little better. I have so much easier time getting this camera to do what I want it to do. So, in this room is another door, a weapons rack, and a line of monsters. We have a swamp goblin. Swamp goblins have higher attack and a slightly less defense. Excuse me, the goblin variant of the swamp monsters actually does not have less defense because they can't go lower than 1. Excuse me. We also have 2 zombies. One behind the goblin and one in front of the door. And we also have an orc archer. Yes, indeed. Malwhip says, yeah, if you like Elden Ring, check my stuff out. It's all linked on Reddit. Hardcore Hero Quest. Awesome. Reddit/Hardcore Hero Quest. I'm gonna also copy that so that I remember to check that out. There we go. Rukora says they can go lower than 1, just take every hit no matter what. Proper training dummies. Yes. Yeah, that's exactly right. Getting some training dummies up in here. Now, we will eventually reach a difficulty level where the defense is boosted too. So that's kind of how we offset that. The swamp goblins will not benefit from that defense boost as kind of a recompense for not being able to get less defense because they only have 1. But I see what you mean. Yeah, you could just say 0, and if you hit them at all, they die. Malwhip says, does Midnight Quest have a website or other socials? Website, no. Other socials, yes. So we're on YouTube. You can catch all the previous quests, all the previous painting streams, daily shorts, all that good stuff on YouTube. We also post the daily shorts on TikTok, and we have a Facebook page, which at the moment I think is also basically just posting shorts right at the moment. So that's where we're at. YouTube is kind of the only other main one other than Twitch. But much appreciated. Yes, thank you, Justin. That is the link for our YouTube there. Right at the moment, YouTube is the daily shorts and then basically posting all the VODs. There will be some other stuff on that channel as soon as I don't have 10 jillion things going on all the time. We have some plans and some scripts for some specific episodes that have not been yet produced. Yes, definitely link you on my YouTube. Yes, definitely, absolutely. And Cody likes the rules on the website. Cool. I'm looking forward to looking at that myself. Okay. So Tiaga's in a weird situation here a little bit because we have a whole line of monsters and she's got a lightning bolt spell. And Gohan says, yay, friends. Yeah. The question is, do we use said lightning bolt spell? Oh, and thank you again, Justin. I assume that Facebook link is the Midnight Quest profile. Need to come up with some more stuff to post from that as well. Yeah, sweet. Web says, thanks, they are a pick and choose system. Customize how you like it, ignore what you don't. Nice. All right, I'm gonna leave this up to you guys. Do we battle our way through this room, or does she use her lightning bolt spell? So if you remember, Tiaga gained access to the lightning bolt spell a couple of quests ago because she felt emanations of dread magic, and then she entered the room and gained the ability to cast a dread magic spell. So Cody says, so basically how Luke and I played growing up. Yeah, no kidding. Yeah. Only I imagine my rules did nothing but make it like ridiculously easy, rather than when I was young, the rules were really easy. Rukoro says lightning bolt, nuke it all. There's a vote for a lightning bolt. This is one of those things that should zap the okay, we're going lightning bolt then. That's 2 votes. I see nobody saying no. Why would you ever cast that? Let's see what happens. Cody says they are the twin towers and you can be... Oh no! Oh geez, we gotta edit out that joke and me laughing at it because I find it funny, but we shouldn't. Right? Oh geez. Okay, so I guess Tiaga is definitely casting old lightning bolt here. Let's take a look at what the lightning bolt spell does. So again, as clarification, this is indeed a dread spell, which she gained access to, which is part of the mystery of the Talisman of Lore. This spell may be cast in a horizontal, vertical... I said horizontal. Oh my gosh. This spell may be cast in a horizontal, vertical, or diagonal direction. The bolt will travel in a straight line until it strikes a wall or closed door and inflicts 2 body points of damage on all heroes or monsters that stand in its path. Oh, geez. Horizontal. It's officially a word. Cody says, it's been 25 years, it's okay. Yeah, there you go. Now, if I made that joke in class when it happened, oh, we probably did. Justin says, Lightning Bolt, because Zapdos in Pokemon 2000 is my spirit animal. Unlimited power, saves time. Yes, indeed it does, because this is going to automatically destroy every single monster in the path of this spell. Zap, 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 zap. Monsters dead. There we go. And to add to the mystery, after casting the lightning bolt spell, Tiaga finds herself gaining a mind point. Weird. Interesting. That's, Not all are dead from that spell. Oh, there you go. Well, there's a good way to go. I thought we could only do that twice per stream, and I think we've had him already, haven't we? We had the Gargoyle once, and then there was a Chaos Warrior as well. The stream restarted. Go ahead, you're right. Okay. Let's see what we find here. We've got Dread Warrior, Chaos Warrior, Doom Guard, Gargoyle, and Ogre. And we have found ourselves with an Ogre, I do believe. Justin says, haha, technicalities. Yeah, everything got rebooted, yes. I had already completely forgotten that that happened. Oh, I hope that doesn't become a problem. Cody said, I never do those, so I saw an opportunity. Yeah, 100%, 100%, gotta do it. Okay. Ogre, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yes, Ogre. Ogre has appeared. Ogre. Attacking Tiaga immediately. Let me remind myself and all of you of the stats of a mountain ogre. 5 attack, 5 defense, 7 body points. Ogre. See, you thought, Short Quest. I always do. And here I thought we'd gotten the monsters out of the way early. I didn't plan on the stream restarting itself. Your own stream worked against you. Yeah, no kidding. No kidding. Didn't somebody also make a Shrek reference earlier? This is foreshadowing. I think Cody did. Cody said something about Shrek reference. Okay, Ogre immediately attacks. Swinging attacks at Tiaga and hitting her with a 2. She blocks 1, but not the other, dropping her to 5 body points. Cody said, I did. Yes, yeah. Nothing wrong with a good Shrek reference. Okay, monster's turn. Now, obviously, the Ogre is on the board. However, it literally just attacked, so we won't let it attack again until the following monster's turn, where it almost definitely will still be alive. I'm not even going to say almost definitely. It absolutely will be alive. They do not have the firepower to kill this thing in a single turn when they don't have long range. So, there you go. Maorkai. Off he goes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Down the hallway, but unfortunately unable to get into the room and unable to help, being that his long range has been disabled until he is no longer an orc. Same thing with Orc Rana, who is also moving up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just kind of hanging out in the hallway as a support. And Orc Valerna, also out there. Tiaga, what are we doing here? Ah, Potion of Strength as well for Tiaga, I assume, being that she's the only one who even can hit it. Yes, okay, okay. That's good. I think we might also use her Consuming Flame spell, although it's a little bit wasted because it can hit 2 monsters. Okay, we'll do this instead. She's going to cast her Demon Form, which allows her to skip pit traps, gives her an extra attack dice close range and long range. She's going to be able to hit this thing close range, but she's also drinking the Potion of Strength that Cody gifted her, giving her 2 extra attack dice just for this hit. She swipes her claws at the Ogre, hitting it with a 1. 1. Why 1? And I imagine the Ogre blocks that attack, right? It didn't. Okay, whatever. I mean, it still has 6 body points left, so what do you do? I was a little too evil given the technicality. Never mind, wasn't evil enough. Yeah. Oh, and again, we probably should have had her move out of the way because this ogre is 100% going to destroy that demon form, isn't it? Okay, it's the monster's turn. And yeah, the monster is going to attack, and I bet it's going to destroy demon form. Now, she does have dark wings, so especially if this is a really bad attack, we could have her use dark wings and ignore the damage. However, the ogre swings its axe and hits her with a 2, which by some miracle she actually blocks. There you go. That's the way to go. Okay, we're just going to go ahead and skip all of the orc heroes. They literally can't do anything. I guess we could have one of them search this hallway for secret doors. There aren't any. Doesn't even matter which one of them did it, because none of them can do anything without long range. It is Tiaga's turn, and we are going to... Yeah, we probably have her attack and the consuming flame, and even that is going to still make it difficult. Okay, normal attack. She swipes her claws at the ogre, hitting it again with a 1. And it blocks it. Very, very blocked. Blocked way more than it even needed to. You can't just roll 1, guys. So I think we are going to have her go ahead and cast her Consuming Flame spell. Now this is a tier 2 spell that she has unlocked through the Magic skill set. This spell may be cast on any 2 monsters within the caster's line of sight. Consuming them in magical flame, it will inflict 3 body points of damage. The monsters then roll 3 red dice. For each 5 or 6 rolled, the damage is reduced by 1 point. So obviously this is only going to apply to the ogre, since there's not a second monster to do this to. However, it's still a handy enough thing that we're going to have her activate that. So the ogre is engulfed in flames, and it does not manage to fight off any of that damage, taking 3 body points of damage, which is still, it still has 3 body points left. They can and they will, Gohan says, yes. Okay. That was her entire turn, which basically means this is just a face-off between her and the ogre until one of them gets out of the way, basically. The ogre swings its axe at Tiaga, hitting her with a 2. I'm surprised it's not getting worse. It's hitting her kind of light. However, this time she did not block either. Let's just go ahead and do it. She's going to go ahead and cast her Dark Wing spell, which means that she can negate that damage, dropping it right down to 0, and she also, if she wants to, can immediately move to any square that she wants to. And I do think we're going to just move her over 1 because she does attack better at long range. Cody says, didn't realize the boss would be a random ogre and gifted a potion of healing. No, it's all good. It's all good. This is kind of like the worst, at the moment, the worst draw for a difficult monster to redeem. But it's all good. No, we're not, nobody's being bullied, so it's fine. But we'll go ahead and apply that potion of healing you gifted to her, because she is down to 4 body points. So we'll pop her back up to 8 there. I caused Tiaga too many issues, yeah. And it's kind of worth it too, because that middle room is meant to be a little bit of a challenge other than, unless you use Lightning Bolt. Dr. Fana says, oh man, bullying is allowed, it seems here. The horror, yeah. Oh. Not intentionally, but yes, apparently, certain heroes. All right, so let's get a different hero up there to kind of help now that she's back. Now all of the orc heroes only have 2 defense dice, which sucks a little bit. Who's got the most body points? Maorkai does. Okay, so let's get him up. We'll let him do it. Our wizard turned orc swings his sword at the ogre, hitting it with a 2. And it blocks 1 and takes the other. It has still got 2 body points left. The other heroes, will just let them move up, but they still can't do anything, I'm afraid. And Tiaga is now going to attack from her position, firing a blast of demonic energy at the ogre, and hitting it with a 2. And it doesn't defend either. That's kind of wild, right? That's dead, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, yeah. Okay. See, Cody, that actually wasn't that big of a deal, honestly. I don't know how the dice rolls worked like that. That really was kind of like more what that redeem was intended to be. It's like spicing things up a little bit. And it sure did. Okay, they didn't do any searching in that room, did they? Because Tiaga can go, but they don't know for sure that there's no traps in there. So let's go ahead and forego her other action and jump it back to Melar'S. Oh no, did I say 6, 7? I probably did, didn't I? Cody says, I like to think my potion revived the morale. Yeah, 100%. Okay, Melar'S, who is now standing in front of that doorway. Is he going to search for traps, search for secret doors, walk into the room and search for treasure, or go straight for the door? Straight for the door. Melar'S has no fear. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and luckily none of those squares were trapped. And he opens the door out into this lower hallway. All right, we got a wall, another wall, which is strangely farther back than it kind of needs to be, and an additional wall all the way down at the end, creating one big, long, too wide hallway with nothing else of interest at the moment. Melar'S, you rolled the dice and you got lucky. Are you going to search for traps in the hallway, my friend? No. No, he says. Searching for traps is for wusses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, and this guy gets ultra lucky because there are definitely traps in this hallway, and he would have stepped on one, but his movement is over right there. Okay. Ultra lucky, this guy. However, he does have a second action. So let's go ahead and roll for what he has. His options are as follows, because he is adjacent to this room. Traps in this room, secret doors in this room, traps in the hallway, secret doors in the hallway. He is going for traps in this hallway. So he did step out into it before he searched, but he is searching now. And he discovers 3 spear traps, most of them avoidable. See how close that idiot got? At least one of those is going to have to be gotten rid of. This one, however, is avoidable. Malweb says, Midnight Quest added to my YouTube home tab. Followed Cody back too. Awesome. Very much appreciated, Malweb. I'm gonna go ahead and do this before I forget as well. Always, if anybody follows us on here, I'll always follow back. Nice. Oh my gosh, you've been on Twitch for a minute too. 2013. Love it. Really looking forward to checking out all of the Hardcore Hero Quest stuff as well. So glad to have found the community, because you know, growing up not before the internet, but before the internet was a big thing that just everybody had. I was very under the impression that myself and my dad were the only people around here who knew what Hero Quest was. And that was not the case. I seem to find more and more people every day, even literally from my hometown, that have Hero Quest stuff and know what it is and have played it for years. But I don't think either myself or my dad had any idea the scope of how many people were massive fans of this game until we started to discover the Hero Quest groups on Facebook. And just realizing the scope of this whole thing is wild. Malweb says, yeah, Hero Quest was just supported on web forums for years. Right, yeah, I mean, ye old N doing some heavy lifting before Avalon Hill brought everything back. Absolutely. And not just them, obviously, but they're the ones that come to mind. For sure. It was always kind of a baffling moment when somebody else knew what it was. And so now to see all these people from literally all around the world doing it, absolutely amazing. Cody says, hopefully my Reddit posts will help a little for the channel too. Yes, absolutely. And thanks again for that, Cody. That's definitely good. I'm kind of bad at promotion, if I'm being honest. I've only even posted this in the Hero Quest groups on Facebook a couple of times. All right, let's keep on moving. So that was Melar'S. So Rana. is also moving. Let's see what she's doing. So there's a 1. Now that she's here, she could search for traps, search for secret doors, continue moving into the room for treasure, or, let's see, she got a 10, so 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, so she could also just ignore that searching in that room and move through it. She is indeed going to search for treasure, so she doesn't need to go far into the room for that. We'll just go 1, and then a good old treasure search. Let's see what she finds. Searching the remains of a dead orc in the room, she finds 15 gold coins in a sack tied to its belt. Nice, we're getting all the coin cards at the bottom of the pile here. That's going to put us up to 2,770 coins. And I will mention, among the many homebrew things that were added is a tier 2 armory that has much more expensive stuff in it. So that seems like a lot of gold, but we had 5,000. I mean, before the last quest? That gold's gonna go quick. Justin says, I do a lot of word of mouth promoting. Here's a few people. Yeah, there's a few people here from that. Absolutely. Rucoro, of course. Frascus, at least. I'm sure there's others. Sarah, of course. Absolutely. And we're growing. We're growing like weeds. It's been amazing to see. We've only been doing this for a little longer than 2 months, and we're 1 away from 60 followers. I mean, that's, you know, obviously when you start something like this, you have no idea what it's going to do. Is it going to be popular or not? And, you know, I thought there's a good chance I might stream to absolutely nobody for 6 months to a year. So this has been wild. Malweb says, well, Midnight Quest, I'll link your stuff about. Have you considered setting a Discord server up? Yes, we do have a Discord. You asked about that earlier, and I didn't even think about that when you asked about socials. Yes, we actually have a pinned comment that is a link to our Discord, so definitely jump in there. You can do Twitch chat as you play and even post your custom rules up. Yes! And Julie is here. Good to see you, Julie. Well, long time no see, people. Absolutely. Hope you're doing good, Julie. It's been a little while. Rucoro says, indeed, Justin and I have been friends for years. Yes, Julie says, and congratulations, Luke, for getting recognition. Thank you, Julie. Absolutely. It reset. Got a pin again. Oh, I see what you're saying. Not pinned anymore. Yep. So on my screen, it looks like it still is because, of course, my screen didn't reset. But I will get that up real quick because that'll be super easy. Actually, it might. I just opened Discord to get another link, but actually, it's probably still on my clipboard if I paste. No, it's not. Let's see here. We need that one, that one, that one. And then away with you. There we go. Link to the Discord right there. Gotta say, Rucora is a weird name for a 5-year-old, but it is what it is. Absolutely. And thank you for the suggestion as well. If we hadn't done that, if we didn't already have a Discord, that would have been an extremely helpful suggestion. Julie says, yep, sorry guys for not being on here for a while. I got to participate in a D&D session hosted by one of my friends and as well drawing fan art that made me super busy to go in and watch streams. Totally understood and no need to apologize. Glad to see you back. Glad you had fun as well. Absolutely. How'd the D&D campaign go? Oh, what was I doing? Oh yes, Orc Valerna. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now she can do some searching in this room. Traps or secret doors there, Valerna. She's doing secret doors in the room and finding nuttin'. Nuttin' for Christmas. Classic Christmas song that nobody knows about. I'd love to know where you're from too, Malwhip. I mean, obviously you don't have to give specifics, but I find that sort of thing fascinating. The reach of this channel beyond where I am, which is Ohio in the United States, has also just been absolutely mind-boggling to me. The fact that the internet allows us to instantly communicate like this when some of the people are from across the world. You know, it just still blows my mind. Cody says, I prefer I Farted on Santa's Lap for Christmas songs. Yes. Oh, yes. The Night Santa Went Crazy by Weird Al. So many good ones. Tiaga, also moving. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No need to search this room for traps, right? They've stepped on every relevant square. 7, 8, and let's not have her step on one of those traps. So literally any of the orc heroes would be a better option to try and get rid of one of those spear traps than her. We want her to keep that demon form. Alrighty, Orkai. Cody says, we played some questionable songs during the Christmas band era. Yes, we did. Gohan says, I know a few fun Christmas songs, but very NSFW. Yeah. Yes, same. Orkai is going to go ahead and try and get rid of the spear trap right here. He is just going to jump this because it's the same odds as disarming it, so he just needs a shield of either color. And he indeed has got a shield, which means that spear trap is gone. That is 1. He rolled an 8, by the way. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And then we need to... Oh my gosh, I've destroyed my board. Scatterbrain. One moment. And let me just replace all of my walls that I just knocked over. Scatterbrain, scatter walls. I see. There we go. Oh, yes. Julie says valid. Wait, who are the heroes? Oh, yes. Sorry about that, Julie. We've got a weird situation going on tonight. So we have Morkai the Wizard, Rana the Dwarf, Valerna the Elf, and Tiaga the Warlock. However, in a very weird twist, Tiaga searched for treasure in an area and as a result turned all the other heroes into orcs. So Morkai, Rana, and Valerna are all orcs at the moment, and then Tiaga is normal. Yes, you missed the quest. Robert and Ragnar ain't here. They were both here in the last quest. So Tuesday, right guys? I think Tuesday was the last time we played a quest, and both Ragnar and Robert were in the quest. Oh no, how much did I miss that made them turn? Yeah, yes. That's part of the mystery of the Talisman of Lore. She was drawn to a book on a bookshelf and chanted a spell out of it for some reason, and it turned everybody into orcs. Both were together, yeah. Yep, both of them. And you there made a valiant effort at killing Robert on your behalf, and Gohan as well. Gohan and you there were both trying to kill Robert, and he made it. Yes, she was. Okie dokie. That was Orkai. Oh, that's right. We were about to populate this hallway before I knocked everything over and totally destroyed everything. We got a wall at the end of the hallway as well as a door right here. If only the stream would have reset itself. No kidding. Cody says a valiant effort. Even valiant may be an understatement. Yes. Absolutely. Okay, Morkai didn't do anything, right? He just moved. I mean, he jumped the trap. He didn't try to disarm it, so he does still have an action to potentially search this area for traps. Let's go ahead and do that. And there are none in this hallway. No traps in this particular area. Moving on to Orc Rana, and she is off camera, but she's about to move on to it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, just like that. Oh no, do we have an ad? Is it ad time? Getting the 4 million me blowing my noses. Gotta love it. Orc Valerna also... Oh no, she's on camera up there near my face. Off she moves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Off down the hallway she goes. We'll go ahead and let her search this hallway for secret doors. There aren't any, but at least they know. We need to get some more of those. Those are the good ones. The super dead animated one that jumps up to the front is neat, but the actual GIF is great. Let's here's a good question for all of you guys. That's potentially an explosive conversation to have. Is it GIF or is it GIF? I think I've always said GIF, but I've said it uncertainly. So I think I've met a fairly equal amount of people. And Gohan says, I don't care. Yeah, see, that's probably the way to go about it. Regardless of which pronunciation you use, you know what they mean. All right, Orc Rana. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And she can go ahead and search this hallway for secret doors. Again, there are none. I see. Julie says GIF. Cody says, side note, the difference in board size between Milton Bradley and Avalon Hill is mind-boggling to me. Yes, yes indeed. I don't know how big the Milton Bradley squares are, but I know that the Avalon Hill squares are 1 inch, because the 3D board is 1.5 inches per square. The Milton Bradley board is definitely smaller, but I'm not sure by how much. It's pronounced GIF. It's pronounced however you, this one right here, yes. Right, right. Okay, Valerna, Orc Valerna. Oh, she didn't hardly get anything. 1, useless, and Tiaga, regular old Tiaga. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, see, the only thing, now I don't care if people say Jif, because again, I know what they mean, but anytime people say Jif, I just think it's peanut butter. Maorkai. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're not moving down this hallway very fast. Orkrana. 1, 2, 3. As if proving my point. Orc Valerna. 1, 2, 3, 4. She can't even take her 5th movement. Okay, Tiaga, give me a 12. Double 6s. Give me a 12. Well, you tried. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then she can't go 6 and 7. I just say giraffe. Justin says, I was just looking at my dead channel thinking maybe I'll stream again, and then I was like, yeah, no, I don't want to do this again. Not giraffe. English is dumb, to be fair. There's like, nothing makes sense in English. Ooh, and we're getting the item swap. Julie hitting the item swap. That's the 2nd ever time we've done that. I want to see what's this. Okay, so everything is randomized in this. We are going to pick a random hero, pick a random item out of their inventory, and then pick a different random hero, and that item gets sent to the other hero. So it doesn't have like this, it's not like a huge thing or anything. It's just kind of chaos, really. So first off, suits of the deck will tell us what hero. The hearts means that this is an item of Morkai's that is moving. Morkai has 1, 2, 3, 4 items. So again, we'll just do suits. The first item is a potion of healing, and this item is going to get sent to Rana. Yeah. Okay, so Morkai had a potion of healing, but he has suddenly discovered that it has magically gone missing and has reappeared over in Rana's inventory. Which is funny, because this happened earlier in the quest. We had this happen for the first time ever. Somebody used that earlier, and Rana got the thing earlier too. So Rana's just getting everybody's stuff. Yeah. Here for the chaos. You are the chaos, yeah. Rukora says it would have been funny if it had just undid the last swap. Yeah, no kidding. Something about that I just love even more, that like for some reason Rana keeps getting this stuff. They have the bag of holding. Yes, exactly. Like the heroes are going to start suspecting that she's pickpocketing them. All right, we've got a new first-time chat. Darth Revan 13. I cast level 9 Fireball. I don't care how big the room is for the party. This is a joke. Oh, that's fantastic. Just dropping a Fireball right on everybody. Well, it says, imagine a randomized option that does have an undo swap. Yeah. Oh, we've got the follow. Very much appreciated for the follow, Darth Revan. I love it. Oh yes, that's right. We hit the follower golden. That was, you are our 60th follower. Very much appreciated. Yes, a huge thank you. That is super awesome. Hope you're doing good. Hope you enjoy what you're watching. We are playing a D&D adjacent board game called Hero Quest. Not sure if you're familiar with that or not. It's got lots of D&D-esque things. It's not literally D&D, but it's close enough. But if you see anything you have questions about, by all means, throw some stuff in the chat. Yes, the best Sith and coming in with a fireball joke. Yes. Darth Revan is awesome. Okay, I do believe we were at the beginning of a turn because these guys are all getting pathetic rolls right now. So Maorkai. Gosh, we're even in turn order. Look at that. Maorkai, Orc Rana, Orc Valerna, and Tiaga here. We're in the middle of a weird quest, by the way. 3 of our 4 heroes have been turned into orcs. Cody says, do we all get a pizza party for you reaching the goal? Yes. Yes, but it is going to be that like nasty like cardboard pizza that's just like cheese on top of a literal piece of cardboard that we had in school that I was not allowed to eat because I was lactose intolerant and couldn't have the cheese. So I assume it was as disgusting as it looked, but I don't know. Some people thought it was awesome. Don't start with my Eldritch Blast. This is the unhero quest. Yeah, no kidding. Okay, Morgai got a 6 there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Literally just enough to get to that door. Let me switch cameras to get a little closer to that door. Except that I typed that into the chat instead of it doing the thing it was supposed to do. There we go. Okay. Opening into the blue room, we do indeed have another door. We also have a bookshelf. Right here, a wasteland goblin. Now, wasteland goblins were raised either in deserts or things like badlands, those sorts of things. Either way, they are essentially sun-baked and they have higher defense. They don't move very fast, but they do defend very well. Standing behind that is a goblin archer. Is this going to be... Ooh, yes! This is going to be the first appearance of the fairly newly painted goblin archers on the board. So I think Savannah's last couple of painting streams were dedicated to painting these guys, and we've seen them in quests several times, but this will be the first time that a painted one has been in a quest. That's awesome. Go on, says show off the door opening. Yes, I don't know if you ever open them because of space. Yes, I don't, you're right. But every single one of the doors that we use does actually open. So it's got a little thing. I don't do it that way just because of the space. The door just gets in the way of everything, but I love that they actually open. Even regular guys, you'll recognize this. Whenever we have an entrance room that has this big old door, this also opens. So I love it. Whoever designed the STL files for these was a freaking genius. All right. Julie says, and I missed that goblin. Malweb says, I joined your Discord. Thank you. That is awesome. Let's go deliver the door to Cambodia. Yeah, absolutely. Well, I don't know where I bought all of this stuff was somewhere overseas. It wasn't Cambodia, but it might have been like maybe Spain or something. It's actually a little closer to you than it is to me. Gohan says, so many new people, so figured they should see. Yes, I agree, Gohan, and thank you for prompting that. Same thing, Darth Revan there. If you have any interest in joining our Discord, there is a pinned comment up there. We'd love to have you. Okie dokie, good old Maorkai over here unfortunately can't do anything. His movement is over. He can't attack either of these because he doesn't have long range while he's stuck in this orc form. So the only thing really he can do is go ahead and search this room for either traps or secret doors. And he's going for secret doors because that's the thing he likes to do, dang it. And even when we randomize it, it's still what he chooses. But there are no secret doors. Oh, Julie says, show off all the cool stuff I have. Oh my gosh, there's too much. There's so much cool stuff. If you guys think of anything specific you want to see, I will definitely show it off. I'd sit here the rest of the night just showing literally every little thing I have. Cody says, I have a good feeling this room will heal our heroes. Ooh. Julie says, never mind, Luke will get sidetracked again if he's going to show everything. Yeah, I 100% will. 100%. Rana. Let's see if Rana can get over there. She's off camera at the moment, just barely. She's right here. She's not going to get anywhere useful. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But there she is. Valerna. 2. 1, 2. Good job, Valerna. You barely even made it on camera. These guys and their low rolls. Gohan says, that's how I feel if I were to show off my stuff. Yeah. Did the amount of Lego stuff you got, Gohan, I bet that would take a while. Yeah, it would be so cool to see, but I bet it would take a while. You ought to do a stream like that sometime, I wonder. That would be interesting. Although, how long? Again, how long would that take? That'd be forever. Julie says, wait, I have a suggestion. We got newcomers in here, so how about do this on the creative stream and show us your favorite and least favorite and show off everything. That would be neat. Yes, Darth Revan says, sorry I was lagging, but I'm back. Yeah. Awesome. Okay, Tiaga. Tiaga is where we're at. Yes, Darth Revan, if you have any questions, don't be afraid to throw stuff in the chat. If you're not sure what's going on at any point and you want explanations, we will explanate. Yes, we will indeed. And also, we do have a pinned comment to our Discord if you're interested in joining in there. Gohan says, I'd have to set up a time where people could actually show up. Right. I showed off a whole bunch if you didn't see them already. Yeah, there's a bunch of pictures in our Discord of Gohan's Lego stuff. So much cool stuff. And I bet you haven't even, that's probably not even half. Well, I mean, I guess you did send pictures of like sets, like, you know, several sets in one picture, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We'll go ahead and send Tiaga in there. Why not? Why not? Tiaga is going to swing her claws at that Wasteland Goblin. Hit it with a 1. Hey, that's not how you kill those. Which it blocks. Because, yeah, of course it would block that. You don't just get a 1. Whoops. Get out of here. Like a gnat or something just landed right on my face. Darth Revan says, wait, did I actually join the campaign on accident? Yeah, maybe. Yes, give us all the pictures. I have a box of sets in bags. There you go. I have a few sets still in boxes. Absolutely. Okay, well, that was, again, I think that's the second time we've kind of gambled on Tiaga walking into a room when it wasn't the smart thing and she just kind of disappointed. Wasteland Goblin on Tiaga, swinging a sword and hitting her with a 1, which she blocks. The Goblin Archer is also going to throw a little bomb at her, hitting her with a 1, which she blocks just barely, just getting out of there. Insert Fireball. I love it. I cast level 12 Fireball. Yeah, just grabbing all the fireballs in there. Julie says, oof, like me the first time that I tumbled in here, but man, it becomes my addiction. Yes. Oh, that's great. Ooh, what do we got? Oh, right. I keep forgetting that the stream reset, so it reset the difficult monsters. Okay, we'll definitely get that. Who are we hitting there, Julie? Cody says, oh no. Oh, I love the emote, Darth Revan. What is that? Oh, okay, I see it. It's a person in a, like, is it an Espeon costume? Okay, we'll get the monster set up. But in the meantime, Julie, who you wanna hit with that? We got Tiaga, Morkai, Rana, and Valyria in the quest. And this is going to be a Dread Warrior, Chaos Warrior, Doomguard, Gargoyle, or Ogre. And so long as the stupid stream doesn't restart again, this should be the last one, or the last difficult monster instead. Okay, that is going to be another Ogre. The heroes have gone into the swamp. The man, so Morkai. Oh yeah, I didn't even realize that. Yeah, we got 3 women and 1 guy on this quest. I didn't even put that together. Now they're getting Fiona. Yeah, yes. Okie dokie, let's find ourselves an ogre. I gotta move my treasure discard pile to get to the ogre drawers. All right, I do believe Melar'Chambers is the one who's standing right back here. This is him here. It's normally he looks like this. But right now he's an orc. The ogre immediately swings its club, hitting poor Melar'Chambers with a 1. I guess that's not very poor, actually. That was a poor attack, which he blocks. That's definitely going to be a pain for him to get rid of, though. Shrek got defeated and Fiona came for vengeance. Yes, and Darth Revan says, don't worry, wizard, I got this. I cast Unmagic Missile. Yeah, and it just undoes the spell that summoned the monster. 100%. Okie dokie. That was Monster's turn, so we are actually back to Melar'Chambers, who normally might be able to do something a little more about this with spells and stuff. But at the moment, he is not allowed to use any of that. He does have a Lightning Bolt spell scroll, which would be helpful, but it would hit the other 2 heroes too, which would be unhelpful. So I guess we'll just attack. Melar'Chambers swings a sword at the ogre, which, by the way, just as if any of you were here now that weren't when we were fighting the other ogre, the stats on this guy are 5 attack, 5 defense, 7 body points. So it's going to take him a while to get rid of this guy. Hit with a 1, which it blocks. Johan says, if heroes could learn how to duck. Yeah, no kidding. Darth Revan says, roses are red, your city is gone, and that's all because I'm Thomas the thermonuclear bomb. Fantastic. Julie says, if you watch the stream and tumble upon both Ragnar and Robert, just know both won't live long. Yeah. Okie dokie. Rana is also behind the ogre. She's also gonna swing her sword there at the ogre's butt, apparently, hitting it with a 2. And it didn't block either, but it is very not dead. Extremely not dead. Not undead, not dead. Okay, Orc Valerna is just going to kind of head up the rear of the party here. Come on, dice. There we go. She can't do anything, but she is there. Because I'm the funny guy, yeah. Go on, says Ragnar I'm fine with. Robert is the one I have a problem with. Everyone else hates Ragnar. Yeah. Too true. All right, and Tiaga, I suppose, and I'd love to have her help with the ogre, but she really needs to get rid of these guys before they destroy her demon form. Excuse me. So let's move her off to the side here, because she does attack better at long range. And she is going to get rid of that Wasteland Goblin, let's hope. She sends a blast of energy with her demon form, hitting it with a 2. And it blocks one, but not the other. So unfortunately, still not dead. Damaged, but not dead. It's Nerf or nothing, yeah. Oh, I haven't heard that for a long time. Nickelodeon magazine, please. Ragnar's mandatory hate, but Robert, oh, don't get me started. Yep, that's me. It's me, I did it. That's it, I'm angry. Uncosmic's your brownie. Oh no. But my brownie, it was so spacey and delicious, and now it's just a regular boring brownie. See, I was thinking like King Robert, you know what I mean? Like that feels like not all that big of a stretch, but especially in context with the other heroes' names, it does sound a little bit, well, unlike all the other ones. Yeah. That's what happens when I have to come up with 9 names all at once, and I'm already kind of bad at coming up with names. Okie dokie, monster's turn. Now, the ogre does get to attack, because the last time it attacked was on a monster's turn, so it has been a full turn. Okay, so first off, Wasteland Goblin on Tiaga, hitting her with a critical hit of 2. It has successfully broken her demon form, knocking her down to 6 body points and putting her back to regular old Warlock Tiaga. We also have this Goblin Archer throwing a little bomb at her, hitting her with another critical hit of 2, which she blocks. Why couldn't you have blocked both of them, Tiaga? And then the Ogre, attacking Mordecai, swings its club, and again only manages to hit him with 1, but he doesn't block. Unfortunate. Knocking him down to 7 body points. Oops. Yeah. It's Bobby, that boy ain't right. Yes, oh, I'm missing stuff. The chat's going crazy. So amazingly evil, I love it, yeah. Leaves the little spots where the cosmics were, yes. He was a cosmic brownie at one point. It's still fantasy, yeah. Wouldn't have any idea how to pronounce that Cody put in there, but I support it. Me after yelling trick shot when I throw a cinder block at someone's head. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Fantastic. Okay, back to the front of the hero's turn. Good old Maorkai is swinging his Maork sword, or maybe he's not. I guess instead he's decided to just kind of check the ogre out. You know, guys, this ogre, I'm not saying, but I'm just saying, This ogre is a monster. We should probably kill it. This Rana is also swinging a sword and only hitting it with a 1. Come on, guys! Which, believe it or not, it doesn't block, but it's still very not dead. Down to 4 body points, this guy. Is it a cute ogre? Gohan asks. Exactly. It's still pronounced Robert. I see. It's just spelled all funny. That's great. This ogre cough cough. Oh, geez. Okay, where are we at? That was Rana that did that, so we're now at Orc Valerna, who is still just useless back here. Unfortunately, can't do a thing. Rana's not really damaged, is she? She has a little bit. Ooh, I know what Rana could do. Okay, Rana is also, before we leave off of Rana's turn, she's going to utilize an item, not an action, so she is able to do this. She is going to utilize the artifact, the Rod of Telekinesis, which used to be in Tiaga's inventory, but not anymore. Once per quest, you may use this rod to trap a monster within a magical force. A trapped monster misses its next turn, and she is going to use this on that ogre. So that ogre will miss the next monster's turn as far as attacking. Here, I'll help them. I'll cast a level 5 fireball at the enemy. Yeah, I gotta get those fireballs. It's like Robert. Slightly fancy. Better than Robert, yes. Very nice hero quest board. Very posh. Oh, thank you, Malwhip. Yes, this is the Dragon's Rest 3D board, which I ordered. I did not print this myself. I ordered and somebody printed it and sent it to me. However, the paint job is my wife, so Savannah did paint this. So it is painted exactly like the board. I'm sure you can see in the camera angle also that we also utilize a Milton Bradley board, which is a regular old board here, which I am putting all of the markers on. There's also a gnat crawling around on there. Stupid bugs. Super dead, yes. So we use that, I use those colored markers there to help me remember what the heroes have searched for, and then the skull markers to keep track of damage. So we just kind of utilize both boards. So we have to start saying Robert. I mean, I'm down for that. Darth Revan says, oh, I rolled a 1. I think I'm on fire. Actually did roll a dice. Hail wife, painter of gubbins, yes. Just says, I need to come over and get another hero killed soon. Yes, it's been a while. No, Savannah's a lovely painter who paints minis. Yes, anything you see on the board that's painted well is something that she painted, which she also does on this channel. Sunday nights and Wednesday nights, Eastern time, you'll find her painting stuff. Okay, as I mentioned, Orc Valerna, totally useless, can't do a darn thing. So we are now at Tiaga, who's going to do her typical old, like, running back and forth since she attacks better at long range. Sending a blast of energy from her wand, she hits the Wasteland Goblin with a 1, which it does not defend, which, thanks to the fact that it was already damaged, means that it is dead. So at least she's got one of the monsters out of there. Also, in killing that monster, she was able to consume its essence, which gives her the ability to cast Demon Form back. She still has to spend an action to do it, which she doesn't have on this turn, but at least she's got it. Jelly Zambi is a masterpiece. Yes, at least I've done one. I've accidentally done one right. Cody says, I'm going to hire Sav to paint for me when yours are done. Otherwise, mine will look like the ones we did when young. Yeah, same. Oh boy, okay, so that takes us to the monster's turn, which means we're going to have this Goblin Archer. Unfortunately, the Ogre was trapped by the Rod of Telekinesis just for this one turn, so it'll be back next time. The Goblin Archer is still going to throw a bomb there at Tiaga, hitting her again with a critical hit of 2. But she blocks. Very nice. Just says, I'm honestly surprised I haven't passed out yet. Oh, yeah. Oh, I mean, same here, too. Darth Revan says, you activated my trap card, Thomas the Thermonuclear Bomb. I love it. Thomas the Thermonuclear Bomb. I'm going to have to start using that as well. Or nuclear, sorry. I was saying nuclear, wasn't I? Like a true Ohioan. Rokoro says, I passed out earlier after everything I got done. Ah! Dead bug. No more gnat on the board. Okay, let's see. Things are getting unhinged. It's late, I'm tired, I'm scatterbrained. You guys are chaos, I'm chaos. It's fun. But I'm totally losing track of what I'm doing. Mordecai. swinging a sword at the ogre, hitting with 2. And the ogre blocks 1 of those. I thought he wasn't going to block either of them. Still 3 body points, this guy. Rana, the orc, also attacking the ogre from behind, swinging a sword and missing. Unfortunate. Orc Valerna, still totally useless. So back over to Tiaga we go, and I think we're just going to immediately recast Demon Form. There's kind of no point in not doing that. I dropped her Demon Form card, and it disappeared into the abyss. There it is. Right back to ye old demon, and she will fire. A blast of demonic energy at the Goblin Archer, hopefully taking it out in 1 hit, question mark, hitting it with a 3. Oh, no, I forgot goblins only defend with 1. That is a skilled strike, and that goblin is super dead. Get out of here. Oh, well, I just got some sort of text. Cody said, let's get these heroes back to normal, I hope. Yes, them being orcs is making this longer. Yes, very much. Gohan says, remember when this was going to be a short quest? Aren't they all supposed to be? Does says, I'll let you know the next Saturday night I have off. That's the closest night I'll have off that's questing in the near future. Gotcha. Yes, so we got the skilled strike and the super dead. Let's see what's going on here. Let me make sure that whatever message I just got wasn't like super important just now. Oh, I see. Savannah sent me something. Okay. We are almost done. Room-wise, yeah, there's only 2 rooms left, literally, so we'll be getting through this. Okay, Tiaga cast Demon Form and then attacked, so we are at the monster's turn. This monster is no longer trapped by the Rod of Telekinesis, so the ogre swings its club at Melar'S, this time hitting him with a little bit more appropriate 3. He defends 1 and takes 2 of those hits, dropping him to 5 body points. He used to have a potion of healing, but it got swapped over to Rana. Oh, there you go. Ask and ye shall receive. Cody says he has another. We'll just immediately apply that. 1, 2, 3, and 4, popping him back up to 9 body points. Okay. Melar'S attacking back, swinging his sword at the ogre and hitting it with a 2. And it blocked both. Dang it. Finally got a good hit, and the ogre was like, I choose now to start defending attacks. Rana, behind the ogre, also swinging a sword, hitting it with a 2. Didn't defend either one that time. Very well done, Rana. However, I do believe that the ogre still has 1 body point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, 1 body point left. Just says, Cody, you end up getting that hero quest lot. Oh yeah, Justin, did you not see the picture in the Discord? I did, been going through everything. Yeah, everything. That guy got everything. Huge picture in the Discord. I think that was in general chat. Missed it probably, yeah. Yeah, all the expansions. You even got an OG, right? You got a Milton Bradley one. Orc Valerna, still totally useless. However, now that those goblins are done out of this room, Tiaga can also help with the ogre. So sending a blast of demonic energy at the ogre, Tiaga totally misses it. Luckily, she didn't have to move, so she can also still do some searching in the blue room as she is doing that as well. Traps or treasure, Tiaga? We're going treasure. Let's see what she finds. Ah, suddenly the stone beneath her feet gives way. She falls into a shallow pit, losing 1 body point, dropping her to 5 body points, and yet again, destroying the demon form spell. She is like rapid fire on this in these last few quests. She gets it, she loses it. She gets it, she loses it. Don't forget, we are looking for an altar to turn the heroes back, by the way. Okay, the ogre attacks Melar'S yet again, swinging its club and hitting him again with a 3. He does not block any of those, taking all 3 and dropping him to 6. Rather unfortunate. However, the ogre's almost dead, so let's hope that they're able to take it out. Mordecai attacks back, swinging his sword, hitting it with a 2. And it again, yes, or indeed, does not defend either. Meaning that he defeated Fiona. I see it now, that's cool. Cody says I couldn't turn down the Milton Bradley stuff for an extra $40. Yeah, I wouldn't have either. That was fantastic. Alrighty, Mordecai is going to go ahead and move through the room. 1, 2, 3, 4, up to the door, and we'll go ahead and open the door and see what's in room red, which is another door. Ooh, this is fancy. We've got a alchemy bench, so we'll put a carpet card down there. An alchemy bench. And in a rather unprecedented move, HeroQuest actually put a throne here as if it was somebody sitting at the bench. They almost never do that. Just using it as kind of like a seat. In this room also is a mountain goblin, which is just regular old goblin, so normal HeroQuest stats other than our difficulty chart giving it an extra body point. And behind that is a wasteland orc. So again, HeroQuest stats, +1 body point, and then because it is wasteland, +1 defense, and minus, I think, 5 movement. Okay. Where are we at? Mordecai. Again, it would be dumb for him to walk in there. He attacked this turn, so he doesn't have another action. We'll just leave him right there. Rana. Moving into the blue room. 1, 2, 3, and 4. She can search either for traps or treasure. Although, let's just say treasure. She doesn't need to search for traps because they've stepped on every relevant square and nothing happened. So, oh no, sorry. Tiaga already searches the room for treasure. So I guess we'll just have Rana go here and leave her there. Because again, it's dumb for her to walk into the room. However, Orc Valerna, who has been useless for the last several turns. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We're going to march her into that room. Orc Valerna swings her flail at the mountain goblin and misses. You have to, right? It's a necessity at this point that you can't. I've been useless for the last several turns. I'm not going to change that now. Tiaga is also going to march. Yeah, Cody with an F in the chat. Tiaga is also going to march in there. And let's also have her fire at the goblin, because it would be to her benefit to kill a monster, and she's more likely to kill that. Sending a blast of energy from her wand, she hits the goblin with a 1. That's not how you do it, Tiaga. It doesn't defend, but it's not dead. Monster's turn. The mountain goblin immediately attacks Orc Valerna, but misses her. Whatever. 1, 2, 3. And the wasteland orc attacks Tiaga, hitting her with a 2. She blocks 1 and takes the other, dropping her to 4 body points. She's got a potion of healing, doesn't she? Yes, she does. All right, back to the front of the line here. We are currently at Mordecai, but he can't do anything really. I think the only thing we're going to have him do is search this red room for traps, and he will find that there are none. Since he's adjacent to the room, he's allowed to do that. He could move on to this square right here, but that wouldn't be helpful. He still has no long range, so he can't really do anything. I guess he has 2 actions, so we can have him do the secret door search too. There are none. Even more useless than that is Orc Rana, who is back here and literally can't do anything. There's no searching for her to do. Again, we could move her to this square, but there'd be no point in it. So we are back to Orc Valerna, who's going to take a second pass, swinging her flail at that mountain goblin, hitting it with a 1, which it blocks. Classic. Malwhip says, beautiful paintwork on the board. Splendid. My boards are really ghetto. Nothing wrong with that. I appreciate that, though. Thank you. I'm sure Savannah does as well. She definitely worked hard. I bought 2 of these 3D boards, and the other one remains unpainted. So when we get to Mage of the Mirror, which is the first book that we'll hit in our campaign that has double quests in it, we'll have to figure out what to do. Whether she's going to kind of like hustle painting the other board, or if we're just going to leave one of them unpainted for now. Because as I'm sure you can imagine, it takes a lot to paint one of these. Do you also have a 3D board then, Malwhip? I'm assuming so, right? Because if you didn't, you'd be using the regular board, which just comes colored. This one and the unpainted one were just regular black plastic. Tiaga, and despite the fact that she's got an orc in front of her, I think, again, we're going to try and get her to get rid of that goblin. She attacks better at long range. She's more likely to kill the goblin anyway. Let's try that. Sending a blast of energy from her wand, she hits that goblin with a 2, and thanks to the fact that it was damaged already, that is a skilled strike, and that goblin is super dead. Very nice. She consumes its essence, giving her, for the billionth time, the ability to cast Demon Form again. Monster's turn, the Wasteland Orc is now swinging an axe at Tiaga, hitting her with a 1, which she blocks. Boy, that was a good block right there. Malweb says, I have the normal boards, custom MDF boards, a Lego board, and a virtual board in Minecraft. Nice! I also did a board in Minecraft one time. And that was great. That was fun. However, of course, Minecraft has the negative of having the walls take up space, right? So on the normal Hero Quest board, the walls just take up part of the square they're next to, and then, of course, on the Milton Bradley board, the walls are just these thin white lines, so they don't really take up any room. Whereas in Minecraft, the walls are required to take up at least 1 block, right? So it kind of makes the map a little bigger. You gotta resize everything so that it still makes sense. Or at least that was my experience. Cody says, I just want the STL file for your board. I know a guy who could print it for me. There you go. Scaled the Minecraft board to accommodate the walls. Nice. Yes, absolutely. And Gohan says, Lego. Yes. Justin says, why didn't I think of Lego board? I have so many bulk Lego. Yes, you could have done it. Yeah, you can buy the STL files for these boards. I'm not sure how much that is, but I did not know anybody with a 3D board, so I just opted to buy the board itself. Okie dokie, that was the monster's turn, so we are back to Maorkai, who can actually do stuff now. I'm going to be sad when he's not an orc anymore. I might keep calling him Maorkai just because. He swings his sword at the Wasteland Orc, hitting it with a 2. And it doesn't defend a single thing. It is dead. Oh, and Malweb's got a full Lego Hero Quest set. Oh, that's awesome. Was that an officially branded thing? That's funny. It's amazing either way. I'm just curious. Rana, still in the blue room, I see. And we just need to search for treasure in this red room, so let's see if she's gonna do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is she stopping to search for treasure or opening the door? She is gonna open the door. 6. Off we go. In this room, which just so happens to be the final room of the quest, we have nothing except an altar. So we get another carpet card down there. And an altar. Now let me see, when does this room's stuff trigger? Okay, Tiaga's got to walk in there. Orc Valerna. Are we searching for treasure or are we checking out the new room? She's searching for treasure in the red room here. Let's see what she finds. As she is searching, she hears the clack of a trap being sprung. Acting purely on instinct, she rolls forward, narrowly missing the huge axe that swings out from the hidden alcove in the ceiling. She hears the jingling clunk as a sack also falls from the alcove. Inside the sack is 50 gold coins. Very nice. All right. Oh, on-screen math. That puts us at 2,820 total coins. Very nice. And she does have another action. We'll go ahead and move her a little bit. But being that they don't know about traps and such, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, even if she had rolled enough to move into the room, we wouldn't do that. Tiaga, nothing left to do in this room. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Is she searching for traps? Yes, she is. And there are no traps in this room. Now that Tiaga is standing in here, I'm meant to read the following. The blue tome lies open on the altar. You chant, Rak Darak Nar. The room is engulfed again. When the mist clears, all the heroes have been returned to their former selves. You hear a familiar voice speak. We are done here. Leave now by the stairs and go to the ruined temple at Gilgareth, where I will speak with you again once more. So, putting everybody back. Mordecai, whoops, Rana, and Valyria back on the board, and the voice telling them to go to the temple at Gilgareth, which is where we will be tomorrow night. That is indeed the end of the quest. This room is not meant to be searched for treasure, so that is it. All right, let's do some cleanup, let's talk skill sets, and let's get out of here so that some of us can go to bed. All right, let's clean up some unused spells, which unfortunately is a lot, since, you know, they spent most of the quest not able to use them. Okay, I'm just kind of making sure that I'm putting stuff in the right piles here. Because again, we usually don't have this many spells to clean up. And we can pick up items, except we need to leave Tiaga's stuff out. There we go. I'm gonna put all these orcs away. Yes, indeed. Uses normal Lego and Lord of the Rings Lego figures. Oh, that is great. I agree. Gohan says that sounds amazing. What's the square scale? 2x2. Probably so, or even 3x3 would make it a little bit closer. Oh yeah, I should have just looked down. Malwhip says 3x3 with the 3 to 2 adapters to make the figure center properly. Yeah, and Malwhip also says GG's Midnight Quest. Thank you, thank you. Obviously, this is an odd quest with the heroes being turned into orcs for most of it, but still a fun one. Okay, so let's talk end of the quest. All surviving heroes receive 50 gold coins, which means at the end of every quest we should basically get 200 gold coins, which we do. This puts us up to 3,020. The only reason we do this is because we utilize a large group of heroes. So the 4 that we saw today are not the 4 that go on every single quest. We currently have 12 heroes in the ranks, which rotate out essentially randomly, except obviously in Prophecy of Telor, the bearer of the Talisman of Lore is required to go on every quest. So Tiaga the Warlock goes every time. So the only reason we're giving people that much gold at the end is because we have such a large group that we need to outfit, if you will. Any other way makes that look like way too much. The other thing that we do at the end of the quest is that each surviving hero gets 2 skill set points, which they must use immediately. There are 6 skill set categories, 10 levels in each of those categories. Each of the hero classes is affected by those levels differently, and there's not a reward for every level. Now we're going to randomly assign what levels they go up in, and we'll kind of explain what's happening bit by bit. I also use this time to kind of clean up the character sheet. So Mordecai here is our first one, so we'll erase all his damage, get him ready for the next quest. Tonight was his 11th total quest. His first point is going to go to Machinery level 5. Now Machinery has to do with disarming traps and some other special things. Looks like there is no reward for level 5. He's going to get something next there at level 8, which is kind of trapping wandering monsters is what that level 8 thing is. His second point tonight is Magic Memorization level 3. Good, I'm glad. He has not done much with the magic stuff, and he should, being a wizard. Magic Memorization level 3 for a wizard is an increase to 9 spells per quest. Very good. He has been in desperate need of magic skill and magic memorization. He's been going down combat for some reason. Weird. Yes. Oh, Justin got the GG from his streams. And Gohan says, I have the D&D Lego set they put out. Justin also has that. I also have the Deku tree, but I don't have Ganon yet. Nice. That's another word that I've heard several pronunciations of, the D-E-K-U. See, I always said Deku, but a lot of other people say Deku. Weird. Rana the dwarf, who spent most of the quest as an orc, of course. This was her 4th quest, so she's, at the moment, she is our newest hero. So she has not gone on very much. So let's see, her first point is going to be Constitution level 3. Constitution, of course, increases body points. There is no reward for level 3, but she will get an extra body point when she goes to level 4. Her second point is Machinery level 1. So of course machinery has to do with trap disarm. Dwarves have special things in this. No reward for level 1. However, at level 2 she will unlock the normal Hero Quest Dwarf Disarm, which I nerfed until they build that skill set. Okay, those are her 2 points. She also got the Rod of Telekinesis and a Potion of Healing in this quest from the item swap mechanic, thanks to you guys, which is absolutely hilarious. Valerna the Elf also spent most of the quest as an orc, and she was actually doing really good in the quest until she became an orc, and then she was just kind of useless for the entire rest of the time. She's an OG. She was in our very first ever episode, our very first ever quest. This was her 15th total quest. She has been around for a while. Her first point is Magic Skill level 6. Magic skill level 6 for an elf is nothing. She's not going to get anything else in there until level 10. So yes, magic skill has to do with unlocking more powerful spells, fairly unsurprisingly. And her second point is going to be combat level 4. For an elf, that is an increase in base attack. Now, base attack is how many dice you roll if you do not have a weapon. She is now rolling 3 dice if she does not have a weapon. So she's pretty good there. Now, it's not worth her selling her longsword because the longsword gives her a little extra dice if she's at full health, but it's pretty close. She's got a good thing going there with that for sure. If she gets her weapon taken away, she won't be screwed. She's still rolling a pretty good amount of dice. Was that 1 point or was that both? That was both. Yeah, that was both. So that's it for her. Oh, the chat. Yeah, there you go. I'd fight someone who said Deku to me, and Malweb says, so you should. Yes, Deku just sounds wrong. Agreed, I never liked that either. Gohan says, Deku is that anime dude, right? And Cody says, if say Deku to me and I'm gonna have to deck you. Perfect, 100% perfect. Okay, and Tiaga. Now Tiaga got beat to crap in this quest, which is fairly unsurprising, being that she kind of had to carry the quest while everybody else was an orc. She still did very good, considering. This was her 17th quest. Now she is more experienced than everybody else, basically because of this requirement of her going on every quest in this book. So she was right in line with everybody else, but now she's way above. Her first point is going to be combat level 9. Combat level 9 for a warlock is allowing access to the broadsword. So she is now trained enough that she can buy a broadsword, and we will definitely do that. That's going to make her close range attack 3 instead of 2. So next quest, we need to remember that. She needs to buy a broadsword. That will be a huge help for her. And her second point is going to be education level 5. Education gives you more mind points. There is no reward for level 5. She'll get another one at level 7. We are actually going to have a mechanic in this book that means her having more mind points is bad. So I'm kind of glad that she didn't take an extra mind point there. All right, that is everybody all skill setted up. I do need to give Tiaga her Darkwing spell back in preparation for tomorrow night's quest. There we go. And with that, I do think that we are ready to call it and get out of here. It is 3 o'clock a.m. for me right now. Very early. I am the tired. That is for sure. Maweb says the deck you tree. I love it. Because that's what she needs. Cody says, I did not spend years with my sister autistically acting like Link for someone to pronounce stuff wrong. There you go. There you go. And same here. Running around the house yelling Hia. Jeez. All right, well, guys, thank you so much for tuning in tonight. I can't even tell you how much I appreciate the continued upward growth that this channel has continued to show. 60 followers tonight. That is, my brain is leaking out my ear. That is amazing. Thank you guys so much for that. Malweb says, great to meet you all. See you on Discord, folks. Good night. Yes, thanks for coming in, Malweb. Again, just as a quick plug, we talked about this a little bit earlier, but we do have a YouTube channel if anybody in here wants to go check out. We have all of the previous quests. I believe we recently uploaded episode 40. So we've done many, many, many more streams than that, but we've completed 41 quests now as of tonight, so that's awesome. All the previous quest episodes, all the previous painting episodes, daily shorts, all on the YouTube channel. Good stuff. If anybody happens to be watching right now that has not followed us here on Twitch, please consider doing so. Really helps us out. Again, continues to blow my mind every night, and what an awesome fun time we have every single time. There have been times that doing a quest has stressed me out, but that is far outweighed by the amount of fun that I have, especially when we got a great group like we had tonight in the chat. Thank you guys again. I'm going to say it a million times. This is such an escape for, I imagine, pretty much everybody that plays it. An escape from the nasty real world full of junk that's going wrong all the time to a fantasy world where we can take it out on these monsters who deserve it. Right. Okay, we stream every single night of the week at midnight Eastern time. So you guys, you can definitely come hang out with us pretty much all the time. We do quest streams on Mondays, Tuesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. Again, that's all midnight Eastern time. Painting streams on Sundays and Wednesdays, and then creative streams on Thursday nights. If you check out the schedule tab there on Twitch, that will automatically translate that into whatever your time zone is. So if you're curious about what that is, if it's different from Eastern time, schedule tab on Twitch will help you out with that. Thank you guys one more time for tuning in tonight, and I will catch you tomorrow for the next quest. And Cody says, good luck tomorrow. Thank you. Don't die. I appreciate that. I might, but I hope I won't. Should be an interesting thing for sure. We'll catch you guys tomorrow night.